Good evening and welcome to Brooklyn, New York, here at MCU Park in Coney Island. Tom Scavetta bringing you coverage of tonight's 20th annual Baseball Heroes Classic featuring New York's finest and New York's bravest, courtesy of Pug Life Sports. The two teams clash tonight for the 20th time in this exciting rivalry dating back to 1999. Last year, NYPD won 4-3 in exciting fashion as shortstop P.J. Ragone won game MVP with 3 hits and an RBI double. FDNY looks for revenge tonight to even up the all-time series against New York's finest. I'm now joined by my broadcast partner for tonight's game, John Heffernan.
Tom, what a pleasure to be here. MCU Park, Brooklyn, New York. Summer in the city, guys. 20th anniversary. Can't get much luckier than us. FDNY starting lineups for NYPD right now. Of course, MCU Park, home of the Brooklyn Cyclones, affiliate of the New York Mets, and we got a big turnout here tonight. Tom, you mentioned last year NYPD defeating FDNY in a real close game. They're looking to even things up here in the 20th anniversary. We've had time to talk to a lot of the coaches, but first let's touch upon the charity tonight that both these teams are going to be benefiting the Widows and Children's Fund, both FDNY and NYPD playing for the Widows and Children's Fund tonight, and really an incredible charity with all proceeds tonight going to widows of officers with the NYPD and firemen of the FDNY, and it's an incredible charity and an incredible cause.
Right, and although this is a classic rivalry, the winner gets bragging rights for a year. There is a good cause behind this. All the money does go to the Widows and Children's Fund. Now, some important notes we want to highlight. This series all-time, NYPD leads it 10-9.
Correct.
Last year it was tied. NYPD got a come-from-behind win. Last year, FDNY had a 3-1 lead heading into the 7th. They were cruising along. P.J. Ragone gets an RBI double in the 7th inning for NYPD. And then Raul Gonzalez gets the eventual game-winning 2-run single. So, a very close game. What would you say some of the keys are for the FDNY here tonight?
Well, look, once these guys get between the lines, it's going to be a tight game. For those of you who don't know the background of these teams, NYPD has a bit of a deeper talent pool from which to choose from, having 40,000 guys on the job in the 5 boroughs of New York City. FDNY, about 10,000 guys on the job. So right then and there, you're going to have more guys to choose from. I expect a close game tonight. Starting for FDNY Bravest tonight is going to be pitcher Josh Burgos. He's a local kid. He's not going to overwhelm you with his power pitches. He likes to mix it up. Catching for Burgos tonight is Joe Proscia. Joe Proscia is a former professional player, and as Burgos told me before the game, I never shake the guy off. I listen to Joe. He's a pro, and expect a lot of off-speed stuff coming from Burgos, and I really think he's going to give them a shot at being competitive, especially in the early innings. He's got a rubber arm. He can pitch well into the game, and that's where I'm going to start with FDNY, is their starting pitching.
That's a good point you brought up, John. And Scott Miller, their manager, in his 18th season now with the team, he brought up some key points yesterday when I spoke to him as well. They need to make the routine plays. They need to make the plays. They had a workout at Queens College 2 days ago in preparation for this game. Preparation is another key for them as well, because we are going to see a lot of the younger guys take the field here tonight.
Absolutely. And you mentioned Miller, and of course was a player manager up until this season. He said he's not going to be out on the field there tonight. But as Scott Miller told us, the skipper for FDNY, this is his guy's Super Bowl. This is the World Series for them. They really look all season to this game, and he said it can change the season dramatically. Both teams have played quite a few games already in their individual seasons, and it's all come to this. So they're all jacked up, as Miller said. I also spoke to assistant coach Joe Resnick. He's got one of his brothers playing tonight and coaching. That's Tim Resnick, and of course his father is the deputy commissioner of the NYPD, Joe Resnick as well. So it's a family affair out here at MCU Park. Tell me what you think the keys to the game are for PD tonight.
So their manager, Dennis O'Sullivan, who's been around for a while now too, he's also still a player. He told me that they need to play a complete game, and I agree, because last year they did not play a complete game and they almost blew it. Like, they were almost not able to come back. And FDNY has good pitching, so NYPD is going to lean on their 1-2 punch, those young guns, and Anthony Luciano, the leadoff hitter, and PJ Ragone, the number 2 hitter as well. Two of the best hitters on this offense, John, and I think that's the key for them. Play to win, but it's about having a good time as well. They need to attack early and utilize their solid depth.
One of the best all-around players for FDNY is outfielder number 25, Kevin Diaz. Very well-rounded player. As assistant coach Joe Resnick told me, this guy's got speed, he's got power, he's got a glove. He's a player to watch. Also a local kid, played here in New York City in high school, and he's going to be leading off for FDNY tonight. Just a dynamic kid, really great guy as well. Look out for number 25, Kevin Diaz, tonight for FDNY. He's really the straw that stirs the drink for the finest out there tonight.
I like that reference. Yeah. Very clever, John. Now, also, I have Joe Prosher for them. He's the starting catcher, a young guy. Scott Miller's waiting for him to break out. He's waiting for him to get his bat going. He struggled in this game the past few years. A local kid out of Zavarian, and this guy can play all 9 positions. I don't know if you – I know you caught up with him on the field earlier today. Yeah. Did he tell you he could play all 9
Well,
positions?
He said tonight he's going to try to focus more on catching.
Yeah.
After all, like you mentioned, Zavarian, he had the luxury of catching New York Yankee you might know by the name of Dylan Betances in high school. So I thought that was kind of cool, and Prosher will be starting as the catcher for the finest tonight. But who knows? As Skipper Miller told me, he is going to try to work in as many guys as he can.
Right.
Obviously, biggest game of the year for him, and he wants most of his guys to see the field. The game is tight. You may not see as many substitutions as Skipper Miller would like to get in there. So we'll see. We'll see. We just had the starting lineups by our PA announcer, both Miller and the NYPD coach, manager O'Sullivan, talking with the umpiring crew right now. And why don't we get these guys out of the way before we get going here. Our crew chief tonight is Warren Nicholson. He's going to be calling balls and strikes. First base umpire, Brian Drury. Second base ump, John Grasso. And our third base umpire tonight will be Frank Briccato. Moving on, though, Tom.
So, as you brought up the umpires for tonight's game, thank you very much, John. For NYPD, their 2 players to watch are the 2 players I just brought up. PJ Ragone, huge RBI double in last year's game, as I mentioned. Him and Luciano are the 2 most important players on this team. Mm-hmm. They stretch plays. They're the 1-2 punch. And Ragone is the 2019 Comeback Player of the Year for the Westchester Rockland League that they play in. And he's a CW Post guy, 9th year. He had a career high in RBIs last year, and he was the game's MVP. For Luciano, a 5th-year guy out of Stony Brook, hitting .362 in league play this season. He's also a closer, and he's their leadoff hitter. But tonight, he's going to be starting in left field. Just goes to show you how versatile
a lot of depth on the NYPD team, and that's something to look forward to, because if they start moving guys around, utility guys, that's going to be a huge difference maker. I just don't think FDNY has as much depth and talent, and I don't mean that in a disparaging way. Even though the series has been very closely contested, the edge tonight, a lot of the critics and the pundits are saying, is going to be in favor of the NYPD. We shall see. It's we're moments away from the opening pitch. What else can you tell me about NYPD, Tom, in terms of your overall gut feeling on where they are at this point in their season and what we can expect to see tonight?
Well, they're very hot, John. They've played a lot more games than the fire department has. And they just won 6 games in the Windy City Invitational in Chicago. A lot of tough games to get into that tournament, and then the fact that they won the tournament is just fantastic. They won 6 games. They defeated the Philadelphia Police Department, and it was just a great series. Luciano threw 10 innings in a game in that series. And also, Ragone had the game-winning sac fly in the championship game. And speaking of Luciano throwing a lot of innings, that kind of dives into our starting pitching matchup tonight.
Absolutely. You mentioned Luciano, too. I mean, you were saying this guy's got a rubber arm. He can go as deep as the game's going to allow. I can also say the same thing about Burgos. Not as big a guy, but expect a lot of innings from both starters. That would be the hope. And we're getting close, Tom. We're getting real close to starting.
So let's set up a starting pitching matchup here quick.
You got it.
For NYPD, it will be Tyler Mitz. He is the starter. Dennis O'Sullivan calls him the most dependable workhorse. Now, why would he say that? Well, he pitched 12 innings in one day this season. We're not talking one game.
Oh, the doubleheader.
Right. He pitched 7 innings in the first game and then 5 innings in the next, which is fantastic.
Absolutely.
Complete innings.
And it just goes to show the spirit of this game as the finest take the field. They will be the home team tonight, FDNY. But, you've got to make do. These guys work full time.
Yeah.
They're on the job, and I want to give a big shout out to both the incredible work that both the FDNY and NYPD do. Often a thankless job in a lot of respects, and we're very happy to be here and are appreciative of the hard work that they do. But like you said, some guys are running late to games. They have to leave early. The fact that they continue to play a game that they love so much, past their college years, such a fraternity and bond being on this, being on the job for both sides. This is an extension of that, and they've all talked about one thing, Tom, feeling how fortunate and privileged they are to continue to play a game they love and also have the jobs that they have.
The longevity of the game.
Absolutely, to extend it just a little bit longer.
Right. And, John, for the FDNY tonight, it's Josh Burgos out of Old Westbury.
That's right. I had a chance to talk to Josh before the game, and he also talked a little bit about another charity that some of the proceeds tonight are going to go to the Cornell Wheel Burn Unit Medical Center in Manhattan. And early on the job, Josh suffered a pretty bad burn. I think it was after he was a probie, maybe his second year on the job. He said the fine folks at Cornell Burn Center really were instrumental in getting him back on the job. As well. Josh is a very laid-back guy. Seemed confident about tonight. Was chomping at the bit to get things going. And went to the Sal Academy here in New York and continued his playing career at SUNY Old Westbury. And he's just a kind of guy that got a finance degree, Tom, in college, and grew disenchanted with that, and spoke to his father, who is happens to be an NYPD officer. And his dad said, look, take the test and come be one of us. He ended up going with FDNY, and he's about to get that first pitch tonight. Tom, I'll let you take it away from here.
So, John, we'll set up the FDNY defense here. Of course, on the mound is 00 Josh Burgos. His catcher, number 15, Joe Proscia. The infield, starting at first, is Tom Resnick, number 22. At second, Joe Fronio, number 51. At short, it's Danny Quinn, number 34. At third, number 31, John Giakis. Left to right in the outfield, Mike Molinini, number 21. In center, Kevin Diaz, number 25. Mark Gonzalez, number 6. In right. We're underway with the first pitch of the game. Outside for a ball, 1-0 to Anthony Luciano leading off for the NYPD.
Excellent job there,
And the
Tom.
second pitch, he rips it into center field for a base hit. It is fielded by Diaz, and Luciano right away, John, he continues his hot bat.
He jumped all over that second pitch of the game by Burgos, and he went the other way. Poked a single in a right field, a clean single, and PD's got a little juice flowing here early, Tom.
Yeah.
Runner on first, no out, and our second batter of the night for PD.
PJ Ragone, the shortstop, number 24. Luciano, a short lead off first. He chops the first pitch to the third baseman. Giakis, he throws over to first on one hop. Unable to field it is Resnick. Luciano advances to third. He's going to round third, and he is going to score, but the umpire's going to wave it off as the ball
can only advance one base, Tom, on an error.
Once
like that.
he rose his hands, that was it.
That was it.
So it looks like first and third.
So the error by the third baseman
John Giakis.
will then advance the runner to third. No run.
So it'll be an E5 slapped to Giakis. Ragone is aboard. So let's see where Luciano is going to end up. John Ray Frias, an interesting story, the number 3 hitter. This is his first year with the team. He's a utility guy. He plays all the infield spots. He's tied for the team lead in home runs. So a big power guy.
Got runners on the corners for PD and the power guy up for PD. Trying to get an early lead here at MCU Park in Brooklyn. The heat wave is broken. Gorgeous summer night here in Brooklyn.
The off-speed pitch just misses inside. 73 and windy here tonight. Well, the wind has calmed down a lot now, actually. The 1-0 missed outside, ball 2. So falling behind early is Burgos.
Can't really fault Burgos in the error there. I thought they were going to be able to turn 2. Not even close.
The 2-0 swung on and missed for a strike. 2-1. So Frias taking a rip there. So as you can see, the infield, the corner infielders are playing in. Giakis and Resnick is playing the bag. Quinn and Fronio playing normal depth. The 2-1 offering. It is laced into right field. Will it fall? No. It is caught by Gonzalez, but Luciano will tag and score. So NYPD takes a 1-0 lead to start off the sacrifice fly from Ray Frias.
That looked like a curveball by Burgos that kind of held up. At least it looked like one from here. Hung up there, and PD was able to get that ball into the air for the sac fly.
So
credit the RBI to Frias.
Yes, a productive out. And the cleanup hitter is up now, John. Pete Kessler, the designated hitter, number 33, in what will be his final game tonight with the NYPD.
Apparently his wife announced that on Facebook, apparently, is what I heard.
Yeah.
And we're streaming live on Facebook tonight as well, so we want to say hello to all viewers.
First pitch, Kessler swung on and missed. Strike 1, the 0-1. Pitching out of the stretch is Burgos. Upstairs, ball 1. So Kessler works the count even. Kessler started his college career at SUNY Cortland and then transferred to John Jay. He's a big guy, probably the biggest guy on the team, at about 6'5". The off-speed pitch just hits the outside corner for a strike, 1-2.
It's always got to be a tough time, too, to know when it's time to step away, and this time is the time is now for Kessler.
The 1-2. Choked him up, but he rips it foul. Looks like that's O'Sullivan playing third base coach over there for NYPD, the manager.
Nice grab with the left hand in the box, third base coach.
So Kessler awaits the 1-2 pitch from Burgos. As Ragone will take off, strike 3, and Ragone, he will slide in. He is out. A strike him out, throw him out, double play.
Just what FDNY needed. PD could have broken this thing wide open. That's got to be the play of the game so far. Strike him out, throw him out, as you mentioned, Tom. Burgos gets out of a jam. He only lets up 1, but taking the early lead here, the top out of the first is NYPD.
So we head to the bottom of the first. NYPD leads 1-0, 1 run and 1 hit. John, we're going to keep it right here, and we will set up the NYPD defense.
You got it. So behind the plate, we got Andres Ruiz, number 26. Carlos Encantana, number 34, playing at first. Steve McNamara playing at second. P.J. Ragone, number 24, the aforementioned Ragone. At short, at third, Ray Frias, number 25. In left field, we got Anthony Luciano, number 6. Number 23, Anthony Carnaccio, will be playing center field for NYPD. In right, we've got Harold Mieja, number 16. Did I cover everybody there? And starting, we got Tyler Mitz, who's warming up right now for PD.
And John, Tyler Mitz said he's looking to get his money's worth tonight. Second-year guy out of Nanuet, New York. Don Bosco Prep product.
Don Bosco Prep.
In New Jersey.
long lineage of athletes coming out of that program.
And played college ball at SUNY New Paltz. He called this rivalry a tradition. He called his arm is rubber, and he gives you a little bit of everything. He'll throw you the fastball. He'll throw you the off-speed pitch. While we have a moment, we'll get through the FDNY lineup. Leading off is number 25, the center fielder, Kevin Diaz. Hitting second for FDNY, number 6, the right fielder, Mark Gonzalez. Hitting third, the left fielder, number 21, Mike Molinini. Cleaning up, and the designated hitter, number 56, Dean Begay. Hitting fifth, the catcher, number 15, Joe Proscia. Hitting sixth, the extra hitter, number 49, Hector Klass. Hitting seventh, the first baseman, Tommy Resnick, number 22. Hitting eighth and playing short, number 34, Dan Quinn. Hitting ninth, playing third, number 31, John Giakis. And rounding out the lineup and hitting 10th, number 51, Joe Fronia, playing second. So, John, NYPD got out to a 1-0 lead off a Luciano base hit, and they just played small ball from there. Ragone had a nice play. He had a hit as well, and then he reached on the error.
He reached on the error. That inning very well could have been over, but like I mentioned, FDNY gets out of that relatively unscathed, giving up one run, but it could have been broken up for more. They could have broken out for a lot more. Let's see how FDNY responds with Diaz now, starting things off at the plate for FDNY. I think Burgos will settle down too.
Yeah.
Looked a little shaky there.
Looked a little nervous. One of the younger players on the team.
Been on the job for about 3 years.
And Mitz, his first pitch to Diaz. It looks like it just missed inside 1-0.
And as I was mentioning pregame, this Kevin Diaz is a real dynamic player.
Mitz working quickly. The second pitch, one hops the catcher, Ruiz, 2-0.
Look for him to, if he gets on base, to cause chaos in the base pass too, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
The 2-0 windup. In there for a strike. It popped out of the mid of Ruiz. 2-1. We'd like to thank everybody here tonight watching our Facebook live stream here on Pug Live Sports. Tom Scavetta, right. John Heffernan. The 2-1 sails up and in, ball 3. So Mitz in danger.
Little chin music from Tyler Mitz.
Yeah.
These these guys look after each other, but between the white lines, very competitive.
The 3-1 just missed outside, ball 4. So not what you want there if you're Mitz and NYPD.
I don't know, Tom. It looked like he was really pitching around him, especially on that last pitch. But you pitch around a guy like Diaz and watch out when he gets on the base paths. He's already taken a big lead.
Diaz on first. See the FDNY wearing the striped uniforms tonight. They have navy blue on the top, and then at the bottom near the waist you see a stripes of red, white, and blue. And a bunt laid down by Gonzalez. Ruiz plays it, and he throws to first. And moving over to second is Kevin Diaz. So with one man out, FDNY moves a runner over to scoring position.
Small ball is another thing. I talked to Scott Miller, the FDNY manager, and says, listen, we'll do whatever we have to do, whatever it takes to move guys around. And as our third batter now comes to the plate.
Our third batter, Mark Molinini, playing left. And John Scott actually played in this game last year as an extra hitter.
He said he was going to take the night off.
First pitch out of the stretch in there for a strike, 0-1. And Mitz seemed very confident leading up to this game. He's had a lot of good fortune this year pitching for NYPD. He looks the runner back at second. The 0-1. In there on the outside corner for a strike, 0-2. So in the 0-2 hole early is Molinini.
Molinini didn't seem to like that call. 0-2 in the hole.
You see a short lead off second for Diaz, and Mitz will step off. One out here in the bottom of the first inning. NYPD leading 1-0 in the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic. MCU Park in Coney Island. The runner takes off. Missed outside for a ball and a stolen base for Diaz as the throw was wide by Ruiz. Stolen base for Kevin Diaz as Molinini stays alive in the count.
Diaz looking like Ricky Henderson with a head for a slide. Dangerous, but very effective there. It's an old school reference. It's something Henderson liked to do.
So now a runner on third for FDNY, the 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike three.
Yeah.
Molinini gets fanned swinging.
And I think he swung at a ball there, Tom.
He did. Yep.
It fooled him.
It was a good pitch by Mitz.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. And I think that's a great example of the mindset of a guy like Mitz. It's a little room to play with there, and looked like he wanted to waste one, and he got him. He caught him fishing.
Dean Begay, the cleanup hitter, is up, number 56. First pitch, a little low, ball one. Dean Begay wearing number 56. He is the DH. Big opportunity here with 2 out in the bottom of the first to try to even this one up. The 1-0.
Down the line.
Ripped down the third base line, foul. Count is now 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's just interesting how shallow Anthony Carnaccio is playing in center field for PD.
You know, I was going to point that out a few pitches ago, too.
He's making his way out there a little bit, especially with the 4-hitter for FDNY up at the plate, but we'll see what happens.
Mitz looks the runner off third, the 1-1. Off-speed pitch in there for a strike, 1-2. John, you like that one?
Yeah, it had me fooled from up here. I wonder how Begay feels about that one.
So Begay, the 1-2. Off speed again, sails high and inside, nearly hit him. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. What do you think Mitz has here, John?
I think he's going to go, maybe stay with the off-speed stuff at 22.
2-2. A fly ball hit in a pretty deep left field, but the left fielder, Luciano, is under it. He makes the catch, side retired.
Well, Diaz advancing all the way to third. Gave FDNY a shot to even this thing up, but to no avail.
So at the end of 1, no runs, no hits, 1 walk, 1 man left. And at the end of 1, the score is NYPD 1, FDNY nothing. This inning was brought to you by Eli Adams Jewelers at 114 Essex Street in Rochelle Park, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 201-880-4130 or find them online at www.eliadam.com. When we come back, we will have more coverage of the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic here on Pug Life Sports.
We're going to stay right here, Tom. And you know what? I don't mind at all.
No.
The sun, the sun's setting here in Brooklyn, and the lights of the all the rides in the background are starting to pop out a little bit. Sun setting on the buildings over here to our left. August, Labor Day around the corner.
That's right.
I can't believe how fast this summer went, but I'm really, really glad I finally got out here to Coney Island. If you haven't been out here, folks, it's absolutely gorgeous. So much to do. Of course, the famous Nathan's hot dogs over there in the distance. I had to, Tom. I had to check out Nathan's. Who won on July 4th? Was it Joey Chestnut?
Yes, he did.
Breaking
records.
Joey
Chestnut did win.
Yeah, the famous hot dog eating contest.
Yeah.
We're about to start things off here in the top of the second inning, Tom. 1-0. PD with the early lead.
It'll be Burgos heading back to the mound, and their manager, Scott Miller, John. He played his college ball at NYIT, former Division I program.
Yes, that is correct.
From Floral Park, New York. FDNY playing more of their games out in Long Island. And leading off for the NYPD in the top of the second, it's the extra hitter, Raul Gonzalez.
Uli.
First pitch.
Right-handed
high,
hitter.
Ball 1.
Righty and righty. Another big guy. PD playing a lot of their games in Westchester.
Yes.
New Rochelle.
So the count is now 1-1 to Gonzalez.
Ooh,
and he rips
stroked.
one deep in a left field. Chasing back Molinini. It's over his head and off the wall. He rounds first. He's charging in at second. It's going to be a close play. He slides in and he's safe. So a leadoff double for Raul Gonzalez. So immediately a runner in scoring position for NYPD.
Yeah, he stroked that one to left, Tom. Looks like he's gave something to the trainer. I don't know what that was. Didn't waste any time getting on his horse either. He'd hear about it from his guys if he admired that one. Not enough to get out, but
Anthony Carnaccio is next, the lefty. Played at Concordia College like his manager Dennis O'Sullivan did, although he is a couple years younger than Dennis.
Yes. Concordia, great baseball program. In Bronxville, New York, I believe.
Burgo still trying to quiet down here. Looked like a pitch out there on the first pitch. High ball one, and the catcher, Joe Proscia, will have a chat with him just to settle him down, most likely. Seems nervous, John, a little bit.
Little bit.
You know, sometimes it's just getting over those early nerves, and then
just getting into a rhythm.
I think once he finds his groove, it'll be a fun pitching matchup tonight.
Absolutely.
And Carnaccio ahead in the count, 1-0. The center fielder hitting fifth in the order for NYPD, the 1-0. Swung on and missed. Strike one, good pitch.
Way out in front of that one.
Yeah. And Carnaccio last year went 0 for 4 in this game with 4 strikeouts. It was a very tough game for him.
He'll certainly want some redemption tonight.
He awaits the 1-1 from Burgos.
It's inside.
Just missed inside, ball 2. And back to Carnaccio, John.
Yep.
He led the team with 20 RBIs, or he leads the team this year with 20 RBIs. He went 5 for 5 in a game back on July 28th against the New York City Thunderdogs.
Nice.
403 hitter, by the way.
Certainly dialed in that game.
The 2-1, it is hit deep in a right field. Chasing back is Gonzalez. He looks like he's under it. Makes the two-handed snow cone catch. Tagging from second to third is Gonzalez. So although Carnaccio gave that one a ride, FDNY gets an out.
That ball just seemed to carry and carry and carry and carry. I thought it was going to get out of here.
A couple of well-hit balls so far for NYPD. Up next,
Harold Mejia.
the right fielder, Harold Mejia.
Oh, Mejia. That's how we say it.
Harold played in this game last year as well. As Burgos now has a runner on third, down 1-0 here in the top of the second. Mejia rips one to the second baseman, Fronio. He throws the first in time, but Gonzalez will score, so an RBI ground out for Harold Mejia.
Mejia with the RBI, 2-0 PD here in the second inning.
As up next is the first baseman, Carlos Alcantara. So a good start for NYPD, getting ahead 2-0 early. Alcantara awaits the first pitch.
Curveball in there for a strike.
Yeah. As he falls behind in the count, 0-1. As he rips that one over to the third baseman, Giakis with a nice backhand, throws across the diamond in time, side retired.
Giakis, that's not an easy play right there, Tom.
No, it's not.
That ground ball to end the inning. Nice play by Giakis.
Yeah. So 1 run, 1 hit, nobody left. We head to the bottom of the second inning. The score, NYPD 2, FDNY nothing. And John, so far we've seen small ball played by NYPD. We talked about Scott Miller. Let's talk about the manager for the PD, Dennis O'Sullivan, here for a second. It's only his second season as the manager, but his 14th year with the team. He quoted tonight, "It's going to take a great team dynamic to win this game," and that's what they've had all season.
Absolutely. I think it's more of the same consistency for this team, doing the little things right. He said to me before the game, too, listen, we don't have a whole lot of time to practice throughout a season.
Yeah.
Because of all the different responsibilities that they have with their profession.
Right.
And because of that, they have to focus on the little things in the game. And I believe he's got the right mindset, the right mantra to his guys, limit mistakes, and just play your game. And so far, they seem to be doing just that.
O'Sullivan, another guy, as I mentioned, he played his college ball at Concordia College, played at Fordham Prep in the Bronx in high school, grew up in the Bronx. He lives in Yonkers now in Westchester.
Yep.
And he's more about playing the game. He's not really a big stat guy. And fun fact about the NYPD manager, he had a 3 RBI game back on June 28th.
Really?
Yep, against the New York Bears.
That's impressive for a guy that's been around as long as he has. And we mentioned Scott Miller. You said he was in the game last year. This year taking a break.
Yes. So leading off, John, for the FDNY, your guy, the catcher, Joe Proscia,
yeah.
Zavarian product.
Played a little pro ball back in his day. Heck of a nice guy, Joe Proscia.
Played with Pedro Beato, too. I believe he played for the Mets for a little bit.
That's right.
A while back, as he is a lefty batter. The first pitch from Mitz to Proscia. Swung on and missed, strike one.
Proscia with ladder 122 in New York, representing, wearing number 15 on the back of his finest baseball jersey tonight. I just said wearing the striped colors.
Quick reminder, we are broadcasting here at MCU Park tonight in Coney Island. The 0-1 is taken up and in for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike from Tyler Mitz. And the 1-1 in there for a strike, 1-2. So Proscia caught looking at that one, freezes him up. Scott Miller is looking for Proscia to get into his own in this game here tonight. Mitz working extremely fast. The 1-2 blocked in the dirt by Ruiz, 2-2. John, you take that error away. Mitz basically cruised through that first inning.
Absolutely.
2-2. It goes foul. Proscia got a piece of it, stays alive.
Proscia playing his high school ball in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn.
That is right.
Not far from here.
As the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Proscia having a chat with the first base coach there. John, the FDNY, they have tryouts every year. So Scott Miller, he takes this game very seriously. Not lightly at all.
They said they usually get started right around the Super Bowl, and they recruit some of the new guys, and that's when it all starts up for them.
2-2 pitch, sails outside, ball 3. So Mitz working quickly still, but
Mitz from the
payoff pitch.
Full windup.
Outside, ball 4. So Proscia draws a leadoff walk. John, that is the second inning FDNY the leadoff hitter has reached.
That's right.
Up next,
Class.
the extra hitter, number 49, Hector Class, who was an all-star this year for the FDNY.
Hector trying to keep this momentum going. FDNY looking to get on the board here, down 2-0.
Breaking ball inside, 1-0 from Mitz. The 1-0. Bounced in the dirt again, ball 2. Got away from Ruiz for a second. Not much of a leadoff first there for Proscia. Mitz gets the signal from Ruiz. Delivers his 2-0. It is laced into right field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Fielded on 1 hop by Mejia. Proscia advances to second. And what do you know? FDNY, the first 2 runners aboard here in the bottom of the second with nobody out.
Creating some noise here early in the third.
John, what did you bring up? Small ball. That's going to be the key for both teams, really.
It looks that way.
It seems like both pitchers are having trouble settling down into this game just a little bit.
Yeah, that one was poked the other way by Proscia, and we got 2 men aboard with no outs here in the third inning. Tyler Mitz they're starting to get to him a little bit here in the third inning.
Resnick, the veteran, big, powerful lefty, steps into the batter's box. The first pitch takes a big rip, fouls it off. The ball dribbles back to the screen, 0-1.
Resnick from a long line of firefighters, both his brothers Joe and Tim, on this team as well tonight. Tim, one of the coaches, Captain Tim Resnick from the ladder 163.
The 0-1 sails outside 1-1. That's right. We were in the locker room with them a couple hours ago.
The FDNY clubhouse. Such great guys, Tom. Just really salt of the earth. Just a pleasure to be around them.
Count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Resnick.
There you go.
That is hit deep into the gap into right center field. Mejia will not get there. That's going to fall. And 1 run will score. Proscia will get easy right behind him. So FDNY will tie this game, a 2-run double by Tommy Resnick, scoring Joe Proscia and Hector Class. Ties this game at 2 runs apiece.
Tommy Resnick coming through for the Resnick brothers, representing ladder 150. Big welcome at the FDNY dugout, evening this game at 2. I thought he might try to stretch that into a triple, but he's a big boy. But he roped that into right center field, and it went all the way to the wall. Good for Resnick.
And the damage has just begun. The first pitch to Quinn in there for a strike, 0-1, and Mitz needs to settle down fast because there's nobody out in FDNY. The go-ahead run is at second base right now. I know it's still early, but a little concerning.
That's inside.
Inside for a ball, 2-0, and he's fallen behind Quinn.
He might get something good to look at right here.
Mitz said tonight he wants to throw as many innings as possible, but NYPD likely to have him on a short leash. The 2-0 bounces in the dirt, ball 3.
I think the board says 2-0. I'm not sure what's going on over there with those boys.
Be a pitch behind, possibly.
Yeah.
Mitz looks back at second. The 3-0. It is bounced. It's going to be fielded by Ragone. He throws out Quinn, and advancing to third is Resnick, but the first out of the inning on the 6-3. That'll bring up number 31, the third baseman, John Giakis, a new guy to this team.
Giakis involved in that. Was it Giakis involved in the strike him out, throw him out?
No. I don't believe so.
Okay, I don't know what I'm thinking.
I think the play was at second.
That's right.
The first pitch outside, 1-0. Mitz delivers the 1-0. In the dirt again, ball 2, and Ruiz admits maybe a little discombobulated here in the early stages of this one.
Mitz's control was great in the first 2 innings.
2-0 is the count.
Struggling these last 2 batters.
In the pitch.
Another one
sails inside, ball 3. So location placement has been an issue early on. 3-0 pitch. On the outside corner for a strike, 3-1.
Doesn't seem to be holding on the runner either at third.
The 3-1. Grounded to the shortstop. Ragone bobbles it, throws it, gets
recovered
the third out. As that was actually the second out. Mitz started walking off the mound like it was the third out.
Fooled up here, Tom.
Yep. Another run will score, though, so FDNY takes a 3-2 lead. So the RBI ground out for Giakis. And that'll bring up Joe Fronia.
The number 9 hitter for FDNY, Fronia.
First pitch, outside, ball 1.
Another lefty in the FDNY lineup.
And that is outside again, ball 2. So Mitz, John, he needs to get back into his own here and get this last out. Laced in a center field, caught on the line drive by Carnaccio, side retired. But the damage has been done. FDNY in that inning, they had just 1 hit, but they plated 3 runs home. So at the end of that inning, 3 runs, 1 hit, 2 walks, 1 man left, The end of two. FDNY leads the NYPD 3-2. Tonight's 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic is brought to you by Royal New York. Get your coffee, tea, and the lab. When we come back, we will have third inning coverage of the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic here on Pug Life Sports. Welcome back to MCU Park here in Coney Island in Brooklyn, New York. Tom Scavetta, John Heffernan bringing you coverage tonight of the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic. John, last year there were only 7 runs scored in the whole game, 2 innings in. FDNY with a 3-2 lead.
We've got an offensive explosion here. Tommy Resnick with a big 2-run double for FDNY last inning. And FD has gone up 3-2.
And the first pitch to Andres Ruiz, outside, ball 1. So let's see if Burgos can settle down here. That pitch swung on and missed for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ruiz. The catcher, the number 9 hitter in the order with the 10-man lineup. Burgos prepares for his 1-1. Here's the delivery. Up and in, ball 2. John, we've seen a lot of inside pitches so far for both parties.
Mm-hmm. Guys are definitely moving their pitches around, mixing them up.
That gets fouled back into the stands over here.
Not too far from us.
No. We're set up right behind home, right on the right side of home plate. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Ruiz. In the dirt, blocked by Proscia, ball 3.
I don't think he's quite found his curveball tonight, Tom. Burgos, big looping curveball that's hasn't seemed to find his control on that pitch.
The 3-2 pitch, inside, ball 4. So the third inning starts with a leadoff walk for the NYPD. Ruiz goes the first. That's the first walk of the night for Burgos. Steve McNamara, number 9, the second baseman, is up. Is McNamara the last hitter in the order for NYPD? The lefty steps into the batter's box. Short lead off first for Ruiz. The first pitch from Burgos gets away from Proscia. He will track it down before anything happens over at first.
I don't think Proscia was expecting that. He did a good job of keeping the ball in front of him there.
John, this is a very surprising start because we spoke to both the pitchers and the catchers before the game. They both seemed very confident with the communication,
absolutely,
the location. It's been everything but that so far.
I don't know. These guys have been probably used to playing in the heat recently too. It's actually a little chill in the air here tonight in the water in Coney Island. I don't know if that's going to affect either of these guys in any way, but real extreme since yesterday, the last few days.
Fastball misses outside, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch in there for a strike, 2-1 to McNamara. The on-deck hitter is Anthony Luciano. He led the game with a single.
Pretty good turnout so far tonight, too, Tom, crowd-wise.
McNamara calls for time. Yes, so far, despite, John, there was a lot of thunderstorms this week, a lot of traveling issues on our end as well.
Exactly. Especially the last couple weeks of August, too. A lot of people are away, but good turnout here tonight. we'll get you the final tally when we get it announced to ourselves up here in the booth.
2-1 from Burgos, misses outside, ball 3. Burgos played his college ball at Old Westbury out in Long Island. FDNY plays in the Long Island local league. The 3-1 in there for a strike.
It looked like a fastball that caught the outside corner there.
FDNY has had a lot of rained out games this year. They play pretty much all around the year. 3-2 in there for a strike, looking, and down goes McNamara for the first out of the inning.
Like you said, Burgos looks to be settling down, a little bit of a groove.
Only problem now.
We got our leadoff hitter.
Yeah, you got the red hot Luciano.
Guy can hit.
No gloves for Luciano. He goes it barehanded. As you can see, he's got rocking the long hair. He's got the armband on. He's ready to rip. Yeah. First pitch, he was looking for the fences there, 0-1.
That looks like it's got to be one of the fastest pitches of the night for Burgos.
Blew it right by him. Luciano awaits the 0-1. Here it is. Just missed outside for a ball. The count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike here in the top of the 3rd inning, with NYPD trailing FDNY 3-2 so far. So a few runs scored for each team in these first couple of innings. The 1-1. Low, ball 2.
Luciano very patient.
Yes. He likes to work the count, although in his first at bat we saw him swinging early on.
Second pitch of the game,
Yeah.
Poked it right out to right field.
FDNY came out. Their bat swinging. There he goes. Rips the 2-1 foul along the NYPD dugout. 2-2.
See a little hit and run here? No. Maybe playing a little more conservative in the early innings.
Well, I think you saw it on that last pitch, that Ruiz. But he has a short lead off first here. He's not going anywhere. The 2-2. Low, ball 3. This kid's impressive.
Another full count, 2 in a row. We'll see what Burgos does with this. I think he's going to go off speed here.
Luciano's still a relatively young guy, only 5 years in this league. Removed from college, too. Full count, 3-2.
Curveball misses.
Inside, ball 4. Burgos is not happy with that.
So he's definitely not happy.
Yeah.
I was borderline.
Ruiz moves to second, and Luciano is aboard at first. So Burgos puts 2 runners on without even giving up a hit. That will bring up P.J. Ragone out of CW Post. P.J. Ragone reached on an error back in the first inning and was stranded there. He was caught stealing, actually, to end that inning. Burgos out of the stretch. You see the lights flashing over here in Coney Island. Off-speed pitch. Yeah, that was good.
Well, one out, Burgos looking to kind of keep the ball low, keep the ball on the ground, but we'll see.
Runners on first and second for NYPD. 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. Burgos.
Another
that is looped into left center field for a base hit. And Ruiz will stop at 3rd, so P.J. Ragone is aboard with a single, moving everybody over a base.
Bases drunk, 1 out. Could be a turning point in this game right here.
Big opportunity for the first-year player, Ray Frias. Has the bases loaded with 1 out. This is a dream situation right here. If you're FDNY, though, you're looking for that ground ball to get out of this jam.
Absolutely. Turn 2 and maybe Burgos can get out of yet another jam. I'm telling you, that curveball doesn't seem to be moving like it should. So it'll be interesting to see how he faces the right-handed batter here.
Back in the first, Frias had a sacrifice fly RBI. Takes a big rip on the first pitch and misses.
Frias is way ahead.
Way out
in front on that swing.
Yep. A little excited there. He was also the starting 3rd baseman for the Rockland Boulders. He played professionally in Australia.
Yeah.
Outside, ball 1.
Boulders are some of their competition comes from the Atlantic League, isn't that right?
Yep.
I know they've been doing some experimentation with some technology in those leagues before they.
1-1 pitch is grounded in front of the pitcher. Burgos is going to throw home, not in time. And Ruiz will score, and Procha is shouting at the umpire. Everybody is safe, moves up a base. You can see Luciano right there threatening to steal home on that argument.
It looked like Procha came way off the plate on that throw. I think his argument was he had stayed on. I didn't see it that way.
So the second RBI of the game for Ray Frias, and I believe they're going to rule that an infield hit. Looks about right, John.
All even at 3, bases still loaded with 1 out.
Top of the third inning, 3-3 is the score between New York's finest and New York's bravest. NYPD has scored a run in each of the first 3 innings.
They're spreading it out nicely, but anything's possible here with the bases loaded, and the infielders are giving a little talking to their pitcher.
Burgos, try to settle him down here a little bit.
Big Pete Kessler is up next, the cleanup hitter in what will be his final game tonight. Very friendly guy. A lot of the younger guys come to him for advice. He might come around, help coach the team in the future. The guys will definitely miss him. He had a career high in RBIs last season. He tied it back last year, 2018. First pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1.
Mano y mano, little overpowered. Burgos overpowered him on that one.
Burgos brought the gas. 0-1 is the count. Kessler will step out of the box for a second. So, Kessler behind 0-1. Luciano is at third. Ragone at second. Frias at first. And again, big cut on the off-speed pitch that time.
Kessler didn't look good on that one. He was way out in front. He got
0-2.
fooled in the hole here at 0-2. See if Burgos wastes one here.
Burgos trying to get Kessler here on the 0-2.
Good
Just
pitch.
missed
Good
outside,
pitch.
ball 1. Kessler, excellent job laying off a great pitch from Burgos. That's what you want on an 0-2. They've been throwing it inside a lot so far, and they've been making contact off of those. 1-2, it's popped up in the infield. The infield fly rule is on. The shortstop makes the catch. Nobody advances. 2 men away. That was caught by Danny Quinn.
Big sigh of relief for the FDNY fans.
As Kessler, harmless pop foul.
Yeah. Kessler would have been out regardless. Raul Gonzalez is up next. Base is still loaded for PD. 2 out. And John, this is a big point in this game. I know it's early, but tied 3-3. You hit something in the gap, kind of break this one open a little bit.
Absolutely. Clear the bases. A lot of room out there in the outfield.
And Gonzalez, he hits it into deep right field, but the right fielder, Gonzalez, is under it. He makes the catch. Side retired. So,
as advertised, Tom, all even at 3. Some big opportunities for both sides.
So, John, we have 1 run, 2 hits, 2 walks, 3 men left. We head to the bottom of the third inning. Your score, NYPD 3, FDNY 3. While we have a moment, let's take the time to acknowledge our Facebook Live viewers and watchers here tonight on Facebook.
Absolutely. Pug Life Chronicles is the way to go here in the tri-state area and beyond, covering everything from baseball to boxing to football. And it's a pleasure working with George Zayas and with you, Tom, and our phenomenal crew. Beautiful night here, like we said, at MCU Park in Brooklyn. And we got a heck of a game. Competitive here in the early goings as well, 3-3.
We do, and it has cooled down a little bit. The first pitch, it was 73 and sunny. Now it's 73 and clear, but it feels a little bit cooler than that.
Yeah, right on the water. So I think it's perfect baseball weather.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We've got a treat here tonight. A lot of runs have scored so far, and Raul Gonzalez was very close to breaking that game open. It was a good thing that Gonzalez was under that because, you saw it early on. That was not a promising inning for Burgos. He got into some trouble early, had a couple of walks, and it looks like we have a new pitcher on the mound for NYPD here in the bottom of the third.
So out comes Tyler Mitz.
He lasted just 2 innings. Interesting work tonight for Mitz. Gave up 3 runs in those 2 innings that he dealt, and he didn't look like himself.
Yeah, I think as we mentioned pregame too, I think both skippers are going to try to work in as many guys as they can. I'm not sure exactly what that move was for, but it is what it is.
It looks like Steve Merslich is on the mound, the lefty number 14, and that is who it is, John. Steve Merslich had the save in this game last year for NYPD, and he is being thrown out there in the bottom of the 3rd inning this year. So
looks like some MLB games I've seen this season. Middle relievers starting games, closers coming in at odd times.
Steve Merslich, his number is called upon often with NYPD. And leading off the inning for the FDNY, it's the leadoff hitter, Kevin Diaz, number 25. And the first pitch from Merslich, he got him, went fishing there.
Fooled him on that one for sure. Diaz way out in front. I think he might have swung at a ball there.
Infield at normal depth. And then again, John Carnaccio is playing very shallow in center.
That's right.
The 0-1 on the inside corner for a strike, 0-2. And I think so far we've seen right on point with those first 2 pitches from Merslich. Diaz in an 0-2 hole. Rips it over to third, backhanded by Frias. Throws over the head of Alcantara. And that's got to be an E5. Ooh.
Unable to advance on that throw as the ball kicked right back onto the field of play. And Diaz might be shaken up a little bit on that play. No?
Let's see. He should be all right.
Stretching for first, ball way over the head of the first baseman.
John, I think you're seeing a lot of young guys tonight, like a Frias over at third, his first time in this game. It's clear we're seeing the nerves early on.
Absolutely.
But these kids are young. They'll overcome them. And I'm sure as later we get into this game, they'll start making plays. Frias coming in here.
And not all these guys have played at this stadium before. Yeah. And they repeatedly have said this is as close to a professional game that we'll ever get to play for some of them. So you got to factor that in too.
People refer to this as the Super Bowl.
That's right. Although the catcher for FDNY, Joe Proscia, this was the home field for him at Severian. So no stranger to playing here.
A strong familiarity. 1-1 is the count to Mark Gonzalez. Barehanded Mark Gonzalez, the lefty in the batter's box. Merslich looks over at first, the 1-1. Right over the middle, strike 2. A good fastball there from Merslich.
Diaz is just taking a huge lead off of first.
Yep. Alcantara not even trying to play him towards the bag. He fakes taking off, and it's just barely got a piece of it is Gonzalez. It ricochets off the screen behind home plate. Count remains 1-2. I'd like to remind you all that you are watching our Facebook live stream broadcast of the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic tonight on Pug Life Sports, just past the 8 o'clock hour here in Brooklyn.
Beautiful, beautiful stadium.
Merslich, the 1-2. Just missed high, ball 2. John, it seems that Merslich is trying to slow this down. You saw Mitz. He was throwing at a very fast clip. One after another.
A little more calculated for sure with his pitches. Yeah, Mitz was just, he was wasting no time up there at all. He looked like Clemens.
We had trouble getting words in. And the count is full. 3-2 to Gonzalez. Merslich, 3-2. In there, strike 3.
Ooh.
1 man away.
He didn't like that one.
No,
that
not
was
at
a
all.
Good pitch.
As staying at first is Diaz, and that will bring up the number 3 hitter and the left fielder, number 21, Mike Molinini, who struck out swinging back in the first. That was Mitz's only strikeout of the night, actually.
Molinini, the right-hander, looking to take advantage of Diaz at first, trying to get him over.
Mercier out of the stretch here. First pitch, a ground ball hit the short Ragone. Fields it on one hop, throws over to first. Throws over to first in time. Double play.
Textbook.
The 6-4-3 doubling up Molinini. And that will do it for the bottom of the third inning.
Very well executed.
No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 man left. At the end of 3, we have a tied game here. NYPD 3, FDNY 3. We'd like to remind you all that tonight's broadcast of the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic is brought to you by M&N Auto Group. They are one of the sponsors of tonight's broadcast here on Pug Life Sports. At this time, we'll step aside for a quick break, and when we come back, we will have more coverage of the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic.
We'll be right back.
Let's see. Looks like Burgos. Let me know when we're coming back. Welcome back, folks, to the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic here at MCU Park in Coney Island. Tom Scavetta, John Heffernan here, bringing you coverage of tonight's game as we head to the top of the 4th inning. Josh Burgos on the mound for NYPD as he will go up against, it looks like for NYPD, Anthony Carnaccio. Takes the first pitch outside, ball 1. And that pitch in there for a strike, 1-1 to Carnaccio, the lefty. Burgos working quick, the 1-1. A ground ball hits softly to second. It is fielded by Fronio, throws over to first in time to retire Carnaccio on the 4-3.
Well, Scott Miller deciding to stick with his starter, Burgos. All even at 3, and Burgos is getting up there a little bit of the pitch count, but makes quick work of the FDNY's first batter here in the 4th inning.
I think they're thinking bottom of the order, 6, 7, 8, see if he can get through.
Yep.
Save the shuffling for later on. Mejia, the first pitch, a ground ball hit sharply.
Oh!
Short, but it's cut off by the third baseman, Giakis, and I think that was a mistake as Mejia will reach. Let's see what they call this.
Oh, it was a diving play. Got the ball down, but just not enough time to get a throw over to first.
Let's see. Still no official ruling yet, but Mejia is aboard at first. Alcantara is up. He grounded to third, back in the second. First pitch to him off speed, outside, ball 1. So they're going to rule that. I believe that's going to be a base hit for Mejia. He takes
running
off on the 1-0 in there for a strike. The throw.
Beautiful.
In time. He got him.
Gorgeous throw.
2 out.
By Proscia.
That's the second runner that's been caught stealing tonight by Joe Proscia, the catcher.
Plenty of time, too.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about that strategy, all even at 3, to send your guy with 1 out?
It's very aggressive,
2
that's
outs,
for sure.
I should say. Yeah.
Well, now 2 out, yeah, as Alcantara is still in this at-bat here. In there, strike 2. Burgos looking to get out of this here. Outside, ball 2. Good job by Proscia backhanding that fastball. So Burgos working quickly thanks to the caught runner by Proscia. Check swing.
Ooh.
He did not go. So now the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Alcantara. Andres Ruiz would be next. He's on deck. The 3-2.
Ooh.
It is hit into deep left field. Chasing Molinini back.
Gone.
It's gone. A solo home run for Carlos Alcantara on the 3-2 fastball. Puts NYPD up 4-3.
You got a hold of that one, Tom. No doubt about it.
A solo home run for Alcantara. The big first baseman for the police department. John, NYPD has now scored a run. It's an omen in each of the first 4 innings.
Absolutely. Looking a little bit like Prince Fielder out there. Getting it. No, I mean, big guy.
Yeah.
Big shot, big guy. And puts PD in front 4-3. If Proscia doesn't throw out that base stealer at second, they would have been up by 2.
And that pitch by Ruiz, ground ball to short in time, side retired. But the damage was done on that solo shot by Alcantara. And John, let's catch up on that play for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
He gave that one a ride.
Oof. Finally, our first home run of the night, and deep into the night sky. That one, the right-handed batter there just got a good pitch to hit, and he got all of it.
So we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 run, 2 hits, nobody left. NYPD leads FDNY 4-3. Tom Scavetta, John Heffernan here, bringing you the coverage tonight on Pug Life Sports Facebook live stream.
And this is the score of last year's game, right? 4-3.
Yes, this was the final score last year.
And those runs didn't come until the winning runs didn't come until much later in the ball game.
That is right. Yeah.
We've got a bunch of runs early, 7 in total. PD with the 1-run lead on the Alcantara home run.
John, we got a new
and
pitcher.
Another pitcher.
Again for NYPD.
Your buddy, the PD skipper, mixing it up here. It worked out for him with the first pitching change. We'll see what happens here.
One after another. The pecking order continues for NYPD, using their 3rd pitcher of the night. As we'll get you an official word as to who that is in just a moment. Mm-hmm. And leading off in this inning for FDNY, it will be Dean Begay, followed by Joe Proscia, and then Hector Class, the extra hitter. So it'll be 5, 6, 7 for the fire department.
Well, it's been like a heavyweight bout so far, punch for punch. PD taking the 1-run lead. Let's see how FDNY responds here in the bottom of the 4th.
This year, John, NYPD 20-7 in the Westchester Rockland Woodbat League, a season that started at the end of May. They finished first place in the league, but then they lost the championship series to the New Rochelle Tigers, right up by you up there in Westchester, where you're from.
That's right, exactly, from Larchmont. Those guys playing lots of ball in the area, especially in the summertime. It's nice to see them
New
in
Rochelle.
my neck of the woods, for sure.
They won the championship, beat them in a deciding 3rd game, and that first pitch looked like that actually might have sailed behind Begay. Ball 1.
I think it was just in front of him. He got out of the way.
The 1-0 pitch, high, ball 2. And the new pitcher in the game for NYPD, believe that is number 35, Ryan Bellinger. Yep. 1-0. 2-0 outside, ball 3.
We got a new catcher as well.
Ryan
Dylan.
Ryan Dillon, number 55, will replace Andres Ruiz. The 3-0 on the inside corner for a strike, 3-1. So mixing and matching. O'Sullivan goes early on. And
Take
ball
your
four.
base.
Yep. Dean Begay with a leadoff walk, John. FDNY has been pretty successful getting the leadoff runner on. That's
They
3
have.
out of 4 times tonight. And John, fun fact, all 3 of them are via walks.
That's right. Now we've got Joe Proscia, the lefty.
Joe Proscia,
He's called a pretty good game behind the plate tonight.
he walked his first time and came around to score. First pitch, taken outside for a ball, 1-0. He scored on the 2-run double by Tommy Resnick. He awaits the 1-0.
He's going.
The runner goes off. The throw from Dillon not in time, so Begay swipes a bag. He gets in a scoring position.
Scott Miller being aggressive. I'm not sure if he's giving these guys the green light, but Begay saw the opening, took it. Now he's in scoring position, looking to get things evened up here.
Is it me, or does the new PD pitcher have a strong resemblance in throwing motion to Chris Sale of the Boston Bruins? Boston Red Sox. Hockey season right around the corner, folks. Red Sox seem to be out of the playoff picture, which I don't care about at all.
Happy that my Yanks are doing well.
Bellinger, the 2-0. It is fouled off by Proscia, 2-1.
Good time to be a sports fan in New York, though, that's for sure.
Yep, getting
Yanks.
around that time, September.
Yanks and Mets both in the picture, playoff picture. Giants, impressive preseason win last night.
2-1 is the count to Proscia. Bellinger pitching out of the stretch. He looks the runner back at second. Gives him another look. The 2-1. Fouled into the seats along the left field line, and a nice catch by the fan.
Hey, crap. Sign him up. Sign him up.
So the count is now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Proscia. And Bellinger in some trouble early on. Begay with some speed at second. Although he did get that bag, it wasn't really a good throw by Dillon because he got kind of a late jump.
Wasn't even close. Dylan
Bellinger
getting tested right away.
takes a moment, stepping off.
So the skipper for PD making a lot of moves in the early innings here, Tom.
A lot of mixing and matching tonight, trying to get all the guys in there. The 2-2.
Ooh.
Foul tipped in front of the plate. Staying alive, 2-2 still.
Still no outs. Bellinger struggling here in the fourth.
And a long at bat.
Yeah. Bellinger, 6'1", 185.
Rangy, yeah, without a doubt. Does look like Sale a little bit.
2-2.
Off speed
Just
outside.
missed. High.
Sorry, Tom.
No, you're good.
Jumping
Ball 3.
all over you.
Full count here. A runner at second here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the FDNY. They trail this game 4-3.
Very close to home plate.
The 3-2. It is popped up. Ragone is under it. He makes the two-handed catch for the first out, and Begay is not going anywhere. He'll stay at second.
Pop-up was almost as high as the moonshot ride off in the distance. They went up in an orbit. Who do we have here for FDNY? It's
Hector
number 48.
Class.
Or is that 49?
Number 49.
49, that's it.
Each team with an extra hitter.
How does that work, Tom? Is that just a...
They just have 10 hitters in the lineup.
And they each are given
First
one
pitch is
extra,
high,
almost
ball
like
one.
a DH kind of thing? Or is it...
Right, so it's kind of like an extra designated hitter in
Okay.
a sense for this game.
I got you.
The 1-0 pitch from Bellinger. Low, ball 2.
Bellinger has a lot of velocity, more than the other guys I've seen tonight.
Yeah. He's been solid. 2-0 is the count.
Catcher's mitt is popping.
Yeah. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed for a strike. 2-1.
Gets his whole upper body into that motion.
John, FDNY actually had a game last week where they beat Corrections 11-3 at Roberto Clemente State Park.
Nice.
So, although they've had some rained-out games, they had a good game against the Corrections Department.
Yep.
They finished 4th in the Prowood Stan Musial League this year. They lost to the Long Island Gamecocks in the semifinal.
Ooh.
2-1. Swung on
pitch.
and missed. Strike 2. Yeah, Bellinger bringing some good stuff, deploying out of his toolbox there.
Tom, this is just great competitive baseball. I mean, we've seen a couple of errors tonight, but I mean, these guys look great on both sides.
Off-speed pitch in there, breaking ball, strike 3, 2 out. Class goes down looking, and a great pitch from
That looked
Bellinger.
low to me. But
Resnick is up next. He had a 2-run double.
Yeah, he got a hold of one his last at bat.
Yep. Back in the second inning to get the first 2 runs on the board for the fire department, and the throw is bobbled by Dillon, and the runner is out as Begay tried taking off for third, and he is going to hear about it from the third base coach.
I thought he was in there, Tom.
That is a tough break for the fire department. Dillon bobbled the pitch, but nevertheless, Begay is caught
I'm
stealing.
surprised Scott Miller didn't come out to argue that call.
Remember, he stole second. Third base is traditionally a much tougher base to steal than second.
It is.
Because it's closer distance to the catcher. But nevertheless, that will end the bottom of the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, 1 walk, nobody left after Begay was caught stealing. At the end of 4, New York's finest 4, New York's bravest 3. While we have a moment, we will take the time to acknowledge another sponsor for tonight's game, McAndrews and Forbes, one of the sponsors for the 2019 Baseball
Talk to me about
Heroes Classic.
McAndrews and Forbes. We need a little bit more about these guys. What's going on?
Just got the wording. Don't know much about them. Why? We were still talking.
It's okay. We're good.
All right, guys, sorry for the technical difficulty. We are back here on Pug Life Sports, just acknowledging our sponsor. Now we're going to step aside for a quick break, and when we come back, we will have coverage of the 5th inning in the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic on Pug Life
It's
Sports.
a good one.
Welcome back to the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic here on Pug Life Sports. Tom Scavetta, John Heffernan bring you the coverage of tonight's contest between New York's finest and New York's bravest, the NYPD versus the FDNY.
PD up 4-3 here, top of the 5th inning. Tom, we got no rest for the weary. Take it away.
And after Burgos, who went 4 innings in tonight's game, I believe we have a new pitcher on the mound for the FDNY.
Uh-oh. Timeout. He wants the music off. DJ! Guys.
As the umpire.
Good call. That was the home plate umpire, not playing around. Taking charge. That's crew chief, Warren Nicholson. Come on, guys. What are you doing with this music?
As the top of the 5th inning is underway, and the hitter is Steve McNamara. He takes a strike.
Look at this guy's throwing lasers.
As McNamara fouls that off, the count is now 0-2.
Lefty on lefty.
I want to say that's Ryan Courtney, number 41. Courtney actually took the loss in last year's game. Yes. FDNY, pardon me, was up 3-1 in the seventh inning.
Look at how far to the left of the
swung on and missed strike 3. McNamara goes down swinging. McNamara now 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts tonight. John, that's a really good point.
He's way to the very end of the pitching rubber. I mean, I don't think he's even got a toe on it.
Luciano is up next. He is 1 for 1 tonight with a walk. He had a single to lead off the game back in the first and walked in the third, where he was stranded at third base when the bases were loaded. Luciano, his third at bat of the night. The first pitch.
Is it me or is
One hop.
Is that delivery just very unorthodox? I'd be confused as a hitter. It's almost like a sidearm. He's got a cutting motion.
Exactly. Ray Courtney, firefighter representing ladder 51. The 1-0 pitch fouled back to the screen. Luciano with a good rip, but Courtney evens the count. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And look at the way he's pitching from the stretch with nobody on.
Yep. So the FDNY now utilizing their second pitcher of the evening, Scott Miller's team, that is. The 1-1 just missed outside, ball 2. NYPD, a common theme tonight, they have scored 1 run, just 1, in every single inning of this game. So if you put your money on it, just saying.
End up with 9 runs. Is that where we're going, Tom?
High and inside strike there for Courtney. Count is even at 2-2.
I'm getting a kick out of watching this kid, Courtney.
2-2 offering. Ooh. Nice backhand by Courtney as Luciano ripped it, lined it right to him.
I like this kid.
Throws over to first in time, 1 out.
As nonchalant as you can get.
The 1-3.
That was not a slow roller either.
Yeah.
He fired that ball.
The ball was hit very, very sharply back to Courtney. He picked it up like he was checking the time on his watch. Fired it over to first. 2 outs.
Luciano retired for the first time tonight. He's a tough out, John. We've seen it so far. He's probably the toughest guy to get out. Ragone is up now. 2 out here in the top of the 5th. This game's flying by. He takes the first pitch for a strike, 0-1.
Another one.
Another guy, this guy Courtney, not wasting any time between pitches either.
The 0-1 pitch. Did he go? No. Check swing. Ball 1.
So what do you think that is? Personal preference, pitching from the stretch with nobody on?
I would say so. Just more familiarity for Courtney. Without the full windup. The 1-1 high and inside. Almost hit his elbow, but Ragone steps away. 2-1.
Courtney just standing up there and firing away.
Yeah.
Lefties always gave me trouble. Always.
Courtney's 2-1 pitch on the outside corner for a strike. 2-2. That's right. You played in college.
A little bit. Actually, in high school, I played lacrosse in college.
That's right.
Deuce is wild. 2-2-2. What is Courtney gonna do?
2-2. Fouled.
Fouled him off. Yeah, played a little ball in my time, Tom. But
Iona Prep, right?
Well, my son went to Iona Prep. I went to Mamaroneck High School, but played lacrosse in college. That's what I had probably the most success with.
The 2-2 just missed outside, ball 3.
Long-time manager.
3-2. A ground ball weakly hit off the short end of the bat.
Oh!
Over to first, not in time, as the throw across the diamond from Giakis to Resnick was too late.
Giakis just hesitated right there at the end, giving enough time
for the PD player to run that out and be called safe.
Ragone beats out a throw, so he'll get an infield hit. Ragone now 2 for 2 tonight, and then he reached on an error back in the first, remember.
Couple of close calls here going PD's way. That one I couldn't see entirely, but looked like he was safe.
Ragone has reached base all 3 times tonight, and that will bring up the next hitter for the NYPD, Ray Frias. He takes the
Frias
first pitch.
has been in the game the entire night.
First pitch inside to him, ball 1. And he awaits the 1-0. In there for a strike, 1-1.
I do want to give a quick shout out to manager Mike Schiaparelli, for a longtime varsity baseball coach of Mamaroneck High School. Legend, couple state championships, and a baseball lifer and a heck of a good guy. Shap, we love you.
The 1-1 pitch to Frias, low, ball 2. Short lead off first for Ragone. And Courtney, the 2-1. Ground ball, weakly hit foul. The one-hander by O'Sullivan again, and he's having a grand old time coaching third base tonight so far. Triple deuces here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the top of the 5th inning.
Oh.
In there, strike 3, side retired.
Borderline.
And Frias
We'll take it.
barking at the umpire, but that will retire the side.
He's been consistent, though.
He has.
I'll give Nicholson that.
Middle of the 5th inning, the NYPD still leads the FDNY 4-3. That is the first inning they go scoreless. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. So we head to the bottom of the 5th inning with the same 4-3 score with New York's finest on top.
I'm telling you, a very competitive ball game. We've seen a couple different pitchers now for both teams, and this could go down to the wire. 1-run game, we'll see. Any other sponsorship stuff we got to do?
We'll get to that at the bottom of the 5th inning.
You got it. All right, just checking. Want to
We'll
keep
get
our
to some-
sponsors happy.
We do have some more to reveal later on.
Are you going to let me do one, Tom?
Sure.
For goodness
Yeah, you
sake?
could do the next one.
Please. All right.
All right.
God knows I haven't brought too much to the game here, so might as well give me a few sponsors to do. I'm just joking around. So what else do we have going on, Tom, in our notes? Anything else?
So for FDNY, John, we talked about NYPD. They play in the Westchester Rockland Woodbat League. The FDNY, however, they play in the Pro Wood Stand Musial League, where they finished in 4th place this year. They did not play that many games. It was more of a rough year for them. They're missing a lot of guys due to health reasons and injuries and whatnot. But overall, so far, this has been a very competitive game. You wouldn't know. You really wouldn't. And there was a game this year that Brendan Mulligan, one of the FDNY pitchers, he threw 9 innings in a game. So it's not just the police department that can send guys out there for long inning games.
Absolutely. I think roster-wise, PD's mixed it up a little bit more. We'll see what happens here in the later innings. But you mentioned before depth being probably to PD's advantage. And if that's the case, maybe it's time for Scott Miller, the manager for FDNY, to start thinking some strategy here down a run as we start the bottom of the 5th.
Well, the FDNY is missing a big piece of last year's team. Jason Conlisk, he had a big hit in that game. He is not here tonight. So that's a big loss. And then, of course, the third baseman, John Giakis, he actually also played some independent ball, played college at Fairleigh Dickinson.
Tommy Resnick now at the plate in the box.
So a lot of young guys for both teams, but Resnick, one of the older ones. He awaits the first pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. And is that still Bellinger out there for NYPD? See, they've used.
It is not. They got a new lefty.
The 0-1 in there for a strike. Looks like it might be Kevin Ferguson, number 36, from the way he's throwing.
Yeah, we're kind of far away, so it's a little hard to see.
The 0-2, chopped foul. And that is, in fact, Kevin Ferguson, number 36.
Good call,
So
good call.
O'Sullivan goes to his 4th pitcher of the night, so this is definitely a effort by committee in terms of starting pitching.
So far, seems to be working.
The 0-2 pitch reached and fouled. Ooh, hit the glass right next to us here.
Bounces back to the lower level.
And a fan makes a nice play in the stands.
That's it.
The 0-2. Ripped foul.
Resnick just ahead on that one. He's in the hole 0-2.
Kevin Ferguson pitched the 8th inning in last year's game.
Really?
He was the setup man. Had a good outing. He came in relief of Julio LaSalle, who's not with the team this year for NYPD. Actually played in the farm system for the Dodgers for a while.
Very nice.
But the 0-2 here to Resnick. Staying alive. He fouls it off. You know, John, I've got to say, the offense has calmed down a little bit.
Yeah.
The score has been 4-3 since the 4th inning now. We're here in the bottom of the 5th.
Unless Resnick has something to say about that, he's back at 1-2 now.
Inside, ball 1. Despite the three runs, John, FDNY has just 2 hits. That's it.
That's a great point.
They have a lot of walks. That's what it is. They had the one big one from Resnick. He fouls that one off, staying alive 1-2. So he's making Ferguson work for this out, John.
FDNY with 2 hits, PD with 6. 1-run game despite the difference in offense for both teams. Resnick standing kind of close to home plate for a big guy. The lefty.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Resnick. Just missed outside, ball 2. So Ferguson, little movement on that one. Resnick had the 2-run double back in the 2nd inning. This is his 2nd at bat of the evening. Here in the bottom of the 5th, the 2-2.
Oh.
He reached for it. That's strike 3. The throw over to first in time.
He fooled him on that one for sure.
And Resnick goes down swinging for the first out of the bottom of the 5th. Up next, the shortstop, Dan Quinn.
I was thinking MCU Park tonight, Tom. Probably one of the safest places to be in the 5 boroughs of Manhattan. Surrounded by FDNY and NYPD guys. I feel very safe tonight. Just felt like sharing that.
A lot of public safety here. And Quinn, the first pitch, he takes low, ball 1.
I think apparently there was a game 10 years ago or so where I forget where they were playing. Maybe it was Queens. I'll let you get this pitch in here.
1-0.
And apparently a fire broke out in a building, within proximity of the ballpark. And FDNY throws their gloves down, their hats down. They go running, leaving the ballpark to go assist with a real fire across the street.
1-1 fouled back to the screen. Yeah, that was an interesting story.
Did you hear about that? Yeah, like 1999 or something like that.
It's when the 2 teams first started playing.
Yeah. And apparently they got a garden hose up to the 2nd floor and were able to put the flames out and rescue 2 people.
Yeah.
2 people were rescued from that. So it just goes to show you no matter where they are, these guys are always ready to step
up. The 1-2 to Quinn. Weakly grounded to second. Luciano doesn't have a play. Quinn very quick.
Hit.
Yep. The infield hit.
They'll take it. 3 hits on the night for FDNY. Tying run at first.
Speaking of the fire department, quick shout out to my other broadcast partner, Phil Tefano, former battalion chief, football
retired
player. Yes. Just recently moved to South Carolina.
Yeah. Also a boxing announcer.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, ring announcer. Phil, we hope you're doing well. We wish you well in your retirement down south. We miss you, bud.
Check over at first for Ferguson and Quinn back in standing. Alcantara playing him close. This is John Giakis at the plate now. Another check over at first. Giakis has yet to see a pitch. On deck is Joe Fronia, the lefty. Ferguson out of the stretch. Outside, actually, ball 1.
Not a horrible looking move to first. The lefties always have that extra advantage, the pitchers, at their pickoff attempts.
The 1-0 just missed outside, ball 2. It's always interesting to see how lefties handle their pickoff move because there's more movement than you could kind of see it coming, in a sense.
Yeah.
As where with the righties, they have their back to you as he just checked over again.
Yep, good point. PD
Ferguson.
center fielder again playing kind of shallow.
It's Carnaccio.
Big gap in left center.
2-0. High ball 3.
That looked
throw.
like a pitch out.
Yeah, possibly.
I don't know, maybe not.
I don't think Alcantara was expecting the throw from Dillon, though.
Right.
Back over to first.
Wind picking up here.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
The 3-0 pitch in there for a strike. 3-1. So Giakis, he had a ground out RBI to Ragone back in the second inning. That did tie this game at 3, John.
Yep.
Another check over at first. Ferguson, very alert of Quinn, who is quick. He beat out that throw to first. 3-1. It is popped up. Under it is Dillon, right behind home plate, makes the catch in foul territory. 2 out. Much needed there for PD.
Yep, 2 outs now. In the 5th inning. And this lefty shutting down PD here in the 5th inning.
This is Joe Fronio. Runner on first, 2 out here, bottom of the 5th. Takes the first pitch away, ball 1. See NYPD in their blue jerseys with the gray and blue multicolored caps. Ground ball hit to Ragone at short, flips the second to get the lead runner, side retired. So the 6-4 retires Fronio at the end of the 5th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We head to the 6th inning. The score, NYPD 4, FDNY 3. John, take it away.
Oh, I get to do a sponsor? Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, Showtime Car and Limo is the go-to limo service in the New York area. Showtime Car and Limo at 718-260-6666. Check them out. Showtime Car and Limo. How'd I do?
Pretty good. And with that, we're going to step aside for a quick break. When we come back, we will head to the 6th inning in the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic here on Pug Life Sports.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back, folks, to the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic here in Coney Island, Brooklyn, New York. Tom Scavetta, John Heffernan.
What's up, everybody?
Bringing you coverage of tonight's game here in Brooklyn. NYPD leads the FDNY, top of the 6th inning, just about to get underway. Scores 4-3 in favor of New York's finest. On the mound, Ray Courtney.
Courtney with that unorthodox pitching motion. PD looking to add to this 1-run lead here in the top of the 6th inning. This baseball game flying by here tonight, Tom.
First pitch in there for a strike. That is right. We are keeping up with the action. A sharply hit ground ball over to second. McNamara throws the first in time.
Good looking play by Mac.
That was Fronio, pardon me, one man away. That was Pete Kessler on the 4-3.
Kessler, big boy. He's the guy that's retiring, right?
Yep. Last game tonight. Very nice guy. Got to speak with him before the game. Said a lot of nice things about his teammates, his managers.
It's just, I don't know. To me, after we get this pitch done here, there's a
first
out
pitch.
of play.
Gonzalez fouls
The vibe I get from both these guys, and in sports today, there's all just Ezekiel Elliott's holding out, and Antonio Brown doesn't want this helmet and this baseball. It's just refreshing to talk to such positive people. And hey, do you want something to eat? Come in, talk to whoever you want. And I've just been really impressed with both guys, both groups of guys tonight.
Gonzalez awaits the 0-1. Ripped back to the screen.
Got a piece of that.
0-2. Yep.
A lot of these guys coming down from generation to generation and keeping their family alive, the family name alive in both the FDNY and NYPD. Some guys having worked for both the NYPD and the FDNY, which may not be as common today as it was back in the day, but it still happens.
0-2, and a little stoppage of play here momentarily. It's turned out to be a really nice night, John.
Gorgeous.
As that pitch bounced in the dirt.
Even Joe Resnick, the assistant coach for FDNY, 4 years as a cop here in New York, and switched over year 17 now with FDNY. His father, Joe, the deputy commissioner of the NYPD. So a lot of family.
Oh! It hit him.
Hit batsman.
And Gonzalez aggressively throws his gear off and will head over to first. Courtney hit him right in the back.
I think it caught him in like the elbow,
back
upper
shoulder
arm area.
Yeah.
I don't think that didn't look intentional to you,
No,
did it?
no. It's just again,
never nice getting hit though.
Misjudgment of location. Yeah, it's been a common theme tonight where guys have just been missing. And up next is Anthony Carnaccio.
I wanted to give a shout out to Police Commissioner O'Neill as well, since we were talking about some of the dignitaries.
First pitch taken for a strike by Carnaccio. And Courtney out of the natural stretch, the 0-1. High over the mid of the catcher, Proscia, and advancing to second is Gonzalez off the wild pitch by Courtney. And that's a good eye by Carnaccio because you just saw it. His location is out of control right now. He just hit a batter, and he throws one over Proscia, and Proscia trying to contain him here.
He is out of control. Come on, Joe. Settle your boy down. Settle him down there, Joe.
As
PD with a runner in scoring position.
Yep. Courtney gets ready for his 1-1 delivery. Fans getting into the game. First pitch. It is laced in the left field for a base hit. Around third is Gonzalez. He is hustling home. He will score standing. And an RBI single for Anthony Carnaccio puts the NYPD up 5-3.
What a great piece of hitting by Carnaccio. I mean, he clearly had an eye on left field with that, poked it right out there for the RBI single. PD goes up 5-3, 2-run lead now.
It's going to bring up Harold Mejia. Harold Mejia, a big guy, 6'2", with some power. Carnaccio aboard at first with one out. Big rip, swung on and missed. Strike one.
Who was the losing pitcher last year? Do you remember?
It was man on the mound.
It was Courtney, right?
Yep. The 0-1. Fouled back to the screen, 0-2. Courtney entered this game when the fire department was down 4-3. So Burgos currently on the hook, pitcher of record. The 0-2. Swung on and missed.
There you go.
Mejia goes down on 3 pitches.
That was a nice pitch.
2 men away.
Mejia's got a great swing, though.
He does.
Just real fluid. Looks like a ball player, you know what
He's
I
a
mean?
veteran, and here he is, Carlos Alcantara, who hit a solo shot in his last at bat back in the 4th inning for the NYPD.
Yeah, it was a nice one, too.
Broke the tie, put him up 4-3. He's got a runner on here. Let's see what he can do. 2 out, top of the 6th.
Just stay away from this guy. Nothing down the middle here.
First pitch from Courtney outside, ball 1. Yeah, you saw it right there.
Yeah.
Nothing good. Nothing good to hit. Alcantara waits the 1-0.
Off speed.
Outside again, ball 2.
Staying away. 2 outs, so we'll see.
Resnick playing Carnaccio close to the bag. 2-0 offering. Outside again, ball 3, and this is a walk waiting to happen.
The old Big Poppy treatment.
Proscia goes out to talk to Courtney again. And, John, this is great for Carnaccio because last year he really had a rough game. The 0 for 4 with the 4 Ks, and now
Right.
the RBI
Great
single.
point. Great
Yeah.
point. He a little redemption for him for sure.
400 hitter this season. It's a veteran. He's been there, done that.
Any other guys in the 400 range? He's got to be one.
Raul Gonzalez hit 375. Frias hit 385. Ragone hit 404 for the record in the regular season for them.
It's terrific.
Count is still 3-0 to Alcantara here, and with the way Proscia went out and spoke to him, they might not be trying to put him on base here with 2 out, but let's see. The 3-0.
Oh, he gets the green light.
Fouled back to the screen, 3-1.
The big man taking a hack at 3-0.
3 balls, 1 strike, the count to Alcantara. Runner on first, that is Carnaccio. 2 out here. He is going to take off in there for a strike.
Easy.
The throw is not in time. Carnaccio swipes second and moves into scoring position. So the NYPD is finally successful stealing a base. But the count is full. 3-2 to Alcantara. 2 out, top of the 6th with a payoff pitch on deck.
I like saying Alcantara. We need to find out which way it is.
3-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. So, despite giving up 1 run, Courtney strikes out the last 2 batters of the inning to work his way out of the jam, and we head to the bottom of the 6th inning.
The high heat got him, Tom.
Yep.
High heat.
1 run, 1 hit, 1 hit batsman, 1 man left. Bottom of the 6th inning, NYPD 5, FDNY 3.
We got a ball game. Liking it.
John, while we have a minute, we'll backtrack here. FDNY, the bravest, had a bunch of ceremonial first pitches tonight.
Absolutely.
You want to roam through?
Yeah, well, we had our Chief of Operations, Thomas J. Richardson. Our Deputy Assistant Chief of Operations, Michael F. Gala Jr. Fedalina Cotto, mother of firefighter Faisal Cotto, who tragically passed away this year in a terrible incident of road rage. Out for a birthday party that night. A bunch of the guys with FDNY, including Faisal, and he tragically lost his life. Gabe, firefighter ladder 122, and Amanda Cotto, brother and sister-in-law of firefighter Faisal Cotto. Ceremony first pitches tonight in honor of all the people mentioned here. Firefighter Cotto was with engine 245, and as I mentioned, killed on December 9th of 2018 from injuries sustained in a road rage incident on the Belt Parkway as he was heading to his firehouse. Our thoughts, well wishes, especially on a day like today, on a night like tonight, with his family. A dedicated servant to the city of New York, and just an awful, awful incident back in December of last year.
Yeah. And for NYPD, Kevin Ferguson will remain on the mound. They're saying he's now pitching. He's been on the mound for an inning already.
Come on, guys.
Like, we don't make any mistakes here. What's up? What's up?
Tom Scavetta, John Heffernan, bringing you coverage. We have approached the 9 o'clock hour as I missed that message, George.
Is that Dennis O'Sullivan's parents?
50th wedding
Happy
anniversary.
50th anniversary!
That pitch is popped up, and that is coming near us, John. Oh!
Dennis O'Sullivan's parents, one more time. 50 years, God bless you, Sully. Coming from a Heffernan, I'm with you. I haven't been married 50 years, though. But great job, great job. Today's day and age, it's awesome to hear that. We wish you well. Hope you're having a good night.
0-1.
I looked like
To Diaz.
I look like Don Cherry from Hockey Night in Canada with the thumbs up. I don't know, sort of a
Outside, ball 1.
random reference.
Count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Ooh,
On the outside corner for a strike.
I like
1
that
and 2.
pitch.
5-3 your score with the NYPD on top here. Bottom of the 6th inning. Ferguson is on the mound for his 2nd inning of work. The 1-2.
Right
Nice
back.
backhand by Ferguson off the bat of Diaz. Throws over to first. 1 man out.
Made that one look easy.
Very alert play there by Ferguson.
You know, it's one of the scariest things you can ever see in baseball are those line shots that come back to the pitchers. I always just turn my head. I don't want to see it. Some guys, it's 100 miles an hour coming back at you. It amazes me, the reflexes of some of these guys. Unbelievable. Unbelievable athletes.
Up next, we have Mark Gonzalez. He is 0 for 1 with the sacrifice bunt back in the first. He reaches and fouls that back to the screen. 0-1. Just past the 9 o'clock hour here on the East Coast in Brooklyn. The 0-1 pitch outside. Ball 1. Again, shout out to all the watchers on our Facebook live stream tonight here on Pug Life Sports. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gonzalez chops it foul again as it hits one of the luxury boxes on the 3rd level. 1-2 is the count to Gonzalez, and the lefty against lefty matchup definitely in favor of Ferguson here.
Yeah, always, right? Ball looks like it's coming right at you. I don't know how these guys do it.
A 1-2 swung on and missed.
He got him.
Strike
Look,
3.
got him.
Beautiful pitch by Ferguson.
Good job.
2 out. Mike Molinini steps into the batter's box, or we actually have a pinch hitter for him here. Well,
That's number 32 for
number
the
32,
FDNY.
Brian Mitchell out of squad 8.
Brian Mitchell. Big round of applause for Brian Mitchell.
Big lefty.
Number
First
32.
pitch, inside for a strike. Mitchell plays a combination of DH position, and they'll throw him in the outfield as well. The 0-1 in there for a strike. 0-2. Ferguson means business here. Trying to get him down 1-2-3. This would be the first clean 1-2-3 inning of the night, meaning no errors, and he does on 3 pitches. Strike 3, side retired.
Quick work. 6 innings in the books.
No runs, no hits, nobody left. 2 strikeouts in that inning for Ferguson. At the end of 6, your score, the NYPD 5, the FDNY 3. And John, at
Another
this time,
sponsor, yes. E&P, the council that cares. Get the results that matter. Go to EEPLAW.com. Once again, E&P, the council that cares. Get the results that matter. EEPLAW.com.
thank you very much, John. At this
Yes.
time, we're going to step aside for a quick break. You're watching the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic here on Pug Life Sports. Welcome back, folks, to the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic here on Pug Life Sports. Tom Scavetta with John Heffernan here.
Hi, everybody.
Covering tonight's game between New York's finest and New York's bravest.
That's it.
Top of the 7th, your score 5-3 with the police department on top. The first pitch of this inning, one hops the catcher. 1-0. And on the mound for FDNY, it is still Ray Courtney.
Ray Courtney.
The 1-0. Outside, ball 2, and in the batter's box for the NYPD. It is, looks like Dillon, number 55, the catcher.
He's a big guy.
Ryan Dillon.
Way
Outside, ball 3. Dillon in relief of Andres Ruiz, who started tonight's game catching Tyler Mitz, the starting pitcher. 3-0 your count. And the pitch hit the inside corner for a strike. 3-1. With Dillon batting here, the on-deck hitter is McNamara.
Courtney a little shaky here in the 7th.
And 3-1. Right over the plate for a strike. 3-2.
Climbing back out of the 3-0 hole.
So you got the bright lights here, the red and blue lights at Coney Island.
Love it.
MCU Park, home of the Brooklyn Cyclones. Full count, 3-2, outside, ball 4. So Dillon is aboard with the leadoff walk.
Take your base. Have you ever been on the Cyclone, Tom? Cyclone right over there.
I do not
The
believe so.
iconic roller coaster, one of the most famous in the country.
I am not well traveled, although I am from New York City.
Hey, roller coasters are a big business.
Yeah. Runner aboard, nobody out here. Top of the 7th, the first pitch, 1-0 to McNamara. I believe he might have a pinch hitter, actually. Let's see. Might be Joe Sorrentino.
Ooh.
That
High and
pitch,
tight.
high and tight, ball 2. It is Joey Sorrentino.
Pinch running?
Pinch hitting for
Pinch
McNamara.
hitting. Okay.
Small guy.
Good catch.
Number 1. Proscia, another talk with Courtney. So the count is 2-0 to Sorrentino. Pitch outside. Ball 3. So Courtney is in danger of walking the first 2 batters to lead off this 7th inning with the fire department already being down 2 runs. It's the last thing you want to do, and he just did it. Ball 4.
2 walks in a row.
Yeah, not ideal. Those was only 2 walks of the game so far. Remember, Burgos went 4, so Courtney, he's only been on the mound for 2+, and infield trickles in to visit.
And now we got this guy coming to the plate.
Anthony Luciano, who has been a very difficult out tonight. He's 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Scored a run in the first, walked back in the third. As Courtney now with runners on first and second. Pitch inside, ball 1. Jammed them up there.
Yeah. Courtney's pitching his heart out, but it's certainly not helping his own cause, giving a couple of base on balls here to start the 7th inning.
The 1-0. Outside, ball 2. Luciano, big opportunity here to try to widen the gap. Courtney takes a couple of looks back at second. The 2-0, outside again, ball 3.
Approach is steady back there, though.
Yeah.
The catcher for FDNY.
Courtney looking back again, a game of cat and mouse.
Good pitch.
3-0, over for a strike. The FDNY did all of their damage in the 2nd inning where they scored 3 runs. Since then, they have not been able to do much at all. They've done nothing, actually.
Resnick with a big hit that inning.
Luciano pops one foul away, out of the ballpark.
Ooh.
Right into the parking lot. Watch out for your cars, folks. Works the count full at 3-2. FDNY only has 3 hits tonight.
7 for PD.
Yeah. NYPD looking to tack on another runner. So, ball 4. So, Courtney make that 3 walks in a row. And if I am Scott Miller.
Hey, here he comes.
Yep.
Good call, Tom.
Right on cue.
He's calling for the righty.
They're going to go to the bullpen.
I mean, bases loaded, no out. Is Kessler coming up? Who's up next for PD?
For PJ Ragone.
Oh, Ragone.
So
Well, they're
another
dangerous
good hitter.
also.
Yeah. He had 3 hits last year in this game. Hits 400 in the Rockland League, and he has 2 hits tonight. So this is a smart move by Scott Miller.
No outs, bases drunk. It's not good if you're a PD fan.
Another shout out to all our watchers and viewers tonight.
Facebook, we're glad you're here.
We're glad we're here with you, so
Absolutely.
that if you are far away, you don't have to make the hike
That's
out
right.
here to
Although,
MCU Park.
A great place to come visit.
It is.
We had the famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest, Cyclone, Nathan's. I got Tom here, baseball in August. I love it. Tom, it's very cool being able to have the chance to work with you as well.
Likewise as well. First time working together.
That's right.
Tonight.
Hopefully many more, Tom.
Yes.
A couple warm-up pitches for the new FDNY finest righty.
That is number 99, Chris Torres, out of ladder 69.
Now pitching for the FDNY right-hander, number 99, Chris Torres.
And Chris Torres, he pitched in last year's game. He was an all-star this year for the FDNY, one of their 3 all-stars.
Very nice.
So he is the 3rd pitcher to be used tonight for the FDNY. Courtney went 2+ after Burgos went a strong 4. And now it's up to Chris Torres to try to work out of this jam, and this is not the ideal situation.
A lot of pressure for Torres.
Oh,
here,
yeah.
But
Luciano, who is on base, he's had a great night. He talked to me before the game, too. He stressed how good of a connection these players have. They like to give back. He actually played with a couple of major leaguers, Steven Matz,
Really?
Marcus
The Mets?
Stroman of the Mets,
Nice.
Travis Jankowski. So he's been around the block. He also played with Chad Green of the Yankees.
okay.
And he also brought up how this game is a really good close for the year. It's a great close
Yeah, oh,
to
yeah.
them.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Regardless of the outcome, getting to play, your local rival, friendly rivalry. And now we're back to the action. It is going to be Torres against Ragone. Bases loaded, nobody out. Top of the 7th. And John, after 6 quick innings, all of a sudden, the action has slowed down.
On the edges of our seat here at MCU Park, but seriously, this could be the turning point in the game.
Infield playing in, not willing to concede a run. The first pitch is high and away, ball 1. And if you're Chris Torres, you need to adjust fast. Any ground ball is getting thrown to home.
Proch has got to be ready, too.
1-0 is the count to Ragone, CW Post alumnus. High, ball 2. And Ragone is a veteran. 9 years in this league.
9 years.
Good build, 6'2". 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 3, and yikes.
You definitely don't want to walk in a run.
Not at all.
At least put the ball in play. Try to. Wonder if he gets the green light here.
Ragone was the MVP of last year's game.
Could be it again tonight, depending on what happens here.
Got to give him something to hit here, otherwise he'll be down 6-3. Let's see. The 3-0 pitch from Torres. It is ripped into left field.
Ooh,
closing in to make the catch for FDNY is Mike Molinini. The throw is not in time, and NYPD will score another run.
Yeah. 6-3.
So PJ Ragone with the sacrifice fly and his first RBI of the night. There is now 1 out in this inning. Beautifully done. Classic PJ Ragone. As Dylan came across the score. Neither of the other 2 runners tagged, but now NYPD leads 6-3.
Yeah, they cut the throw off. It didn't even get through to home. And it was actually a shallow fly ball, but enough to get the run in.
Ray Frias is at the plate. Runners on first and second, 1 out. In there for a strike. They gave Ragone the green light, which is definitely the right decision. 0-1 the count now to Frias with Pete Kessler on deck. Looks back at second. The 0-1 pitch. Ground ball hit loosely to short. Over to second. They get the lead runner, Quinn, to Fronio, and that is all. Safe at first will be Frias on the fielder's choice. 6-4. Fielder's choice, that is. So, Sorrentino moves over to third. Luciano is digged out at second. And now up is Pete Kessler with runners on the corners and 2 out here in the top of the 7th. And Pete has a very violent bat, to say the least.
That's a good way to put it.
Torres out of the stretch. The first pitch. Outside, ball 1. Kessler so far tonight is 0 for 3. He struck out looking. He popped up to short, and he grounded out to second.
I'd like to see him go out with a little bit of success, being that this is his last game.
Torres,
get anything going here.
Torres really taking his time, John.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for him to commit to, but
it's crazy. The game of baseball, 6 innings fly, 7th inning. Feels like we've been here for a while. Runner takes off, gets the green light. Kessler, fly ball into center, and making the catch is Diaz. Side retired.
Well, let's see what FDNY can do here in the bottom of the 7th. We might have a little God Bless America.
So before we get there, 1 run, no hits, 3 walks, a sacrifice fly by PJ Ragone, 2 runners left. We head to the middle of the 7th inning. Your score, the NYPD 6, the FDNY 3. And let's see if there's any ceremony here. Does not look like it.
Well, Tom, I got to say, though, FDNY was lucky to get out of that inning.
Yes.
With just 1 run, right? 6-3.
Yeah. Anthony Amatuzzi, number 29, the new pitcher for the NYPD. That is, John, pitcher number 5 of the night for the police department. And Amatuzzi, the righty, he will warm up for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, pitching coach Jose Sanchez has done a fantastic job tonight.
Without a doubt. I was surprised with the first couple of moves, and everything seems to be working from then on.
Yeah, well, Mitch just went 2 innings. Then you saw Mercelich went 1, Bellinger went 1, and then Ferguson went 2.
Spreading it out.
Very evenly divided. Ferguson was very successful. He dealt quickly, had 3 strikeouts, 4 actually, in his 2 innings of work. Despite all the hitting, you got.
I wanted to get a.
point him
Sorry,
out.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I wanted to get a quick shout out to Big Gene Mancino, who passed away many years ago. Was a football standout here at Memorial High School. Went 9-0 and won a championship there. And his daughter Donna Mancino may be listening tonight, so I promised a quick hello, Gene, Donna. Thoughts are with me today, and Gene Mancino, one of the better athletes to come out of this area back in the day, and a great football player. So thanks for allowing me to get a little personal acknowledgement.
Not a problem.
Appreciate that.
9:22 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time here on the East Coast, although there is no longer any daylight out. It is nighttime here in New York.
Day's getting shorter,
The
too.
first pitch from Amatuzzi off speed hits the inside corner for a strike, 0-1 to Dean Begay. He's 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. The 0-1 pitch.
Oh!
Hit him.
Ouch.
Or did he?
Almost hit the bat. Oh, my gosh.
It hit the bat. It's going to be called a strike, 1-1.
Certainly looked like he got hit. From
1-1
here.
offering. Another nice off-speed pitch from Amatuzzi, strike 2. Amatuzzi is 5'11".
He's got some action on this ball, too.
Yeah. A weakly hit fly ball into center field. Carnaccio is under it, makes the catch. 1 man out. Shout out to our production crew, Pug Life Sports tonight, for broadcasting this game here on Facebook Live. Tom Scavetta, John Heffernan on the call. It's been a fun one so far.
It's been good. It's been good. Anything can happen, Tom.
It's also been a quick one.
FDNY's got to start chipping away here, though. They're running out of time.
Your guy, Joe Proscia, the number 5 hitter,
Love
takes
this
a strike.
guy. Hard worker. Not the biggest guy in the world either, but he's been a stalwart behind the plate for FDNY tonight.
Yeah, Joe Proscia at a ladder 122.
That's right.
1-1 is the count. Played with a couple major leaguers. Went to college with Harold Mejia, actually, of the NYPD.
That's right.
And that ball is looped
Attaboy,
into
Joey.
center field for a base hit. And Proscia is aboard with a single, a 1-out single here in the 7th. That'll bring up Hector Klass. 1 man on, 1 out.
Did Diaz get taken out of the game?
I don't think so.
I haven't seen him.
Diaz, the leadoff hitter tonight, 0 for 2 with a walk.
Glenn
Klass is
scored.
up. Weekly hit ground ball to short. Ragone, 1 play over to first. Alcantara handles it cleanly, 2 out. But Proscia will advance the second. Ragone unable to flip the double play. This is going to bring up Tommy Resnick, 1 for 2 tonight.
Tom, another shot at knocking in a run here. Tends to step things up with runners in scoring position, so I'm told. So let's see how he does here.
Amatuzzi, the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 to Resnick. 6-3, NYPD on top here. Bottom of the 7th inning.
Oh,
Resnick A high fly ball
Underneath
into
it.
center field. Carnaccio takes a couple strides to his right and back, makes the catch. Side retired. So,
Tom.
no runs, 1 hit, 1 man left, and we head to the 8th inning. The NYPD 6, FDNY 3. John, any thoughts on that inning before we go to break?
I got to tell you, I mean, FDNY really didn't have much in the arsenal there offensively, and I hope they haven't run out of steam. I think the deeper this game goes, the bigger advantage you got to give to PD from a depth point of view. But as a guy that always tends to root for the underdog, I'm hoping PD can maybe knock in a few more runs. FDNY knock in a few more, hold PD here in the top of the 8th, so we'll see.
We're going to step aside for a quick break. You're watching the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic here on Pug Life Sports.
That's it.
The best oxtail in Brooklyn, the chef Jai is producing. Oxtail goat, cow feet.
For the best oxtail in Brooklyn, Chef's Choice.
Welcome back, folks, to the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic here at MCU Park in Coney Island.
And we're back.
We are. Tom Scavetta, John Heffernan here on the
What's
call
up,
tonight
everybody?
in Brooklyn. It is the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic featuring New York's finest and
I'm
New
loving
York's
this,
bravest.
Tom. This has been fun. This has been great. Already in the 8th inning. PD up by 3. Can FDNY hold them here and claw their way back in? It's been competitive. We've had home runs. We've had hit batsmen. We've had to strike them out, throw them out. We've had some well-executed plays in
Had
the
a home
infield.
run. We've seen it all.
A big home run, good crowd. So we've had a little bit of everything, and I'm just thrilled to be here. Hope I'm adding something, Tom. You're doing all the heavy lifting, buddy.
Very good night for baseball, John. Chris Torres, I believe, is still on the mound for FDNY. And up to bat for the NYPD,
Torres pitching from the stretch.
Raul Gonzalez.
Uli had a big hit earlier in the game. I hated pitching from the stretch, Tom.
Yeah.
Hated it. I felt like I had a lot more push off of the rubber pitching from full
The
motion.
0-1.
Ooh, over his head.
That breaking ball made Gonzalez duck. And, John, that's interesting because Gonzalez was hit in his last at bat.
He was. Warning, maybe, perhaps? We warning
Gonzalez
both
wants a
benches?
warning issued, but the home plate umpire was negligent, to say the least.
What was he saying there, Tom? I couldn't make sense
I
of
mean,
that.
he was unhappy. He had a duck.
I meant the umpire. He said something.
I'm not sure. Probably a warning to both benches.
It looked like that might have been a warning.
Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's Chris Torres
Ooh.
against Raul Gonzalez. He pops it up into center field. Under it is Diaz, makes
Nice
the catch.
play.
1 out.
Off-speed pitch, and Gonzalez waited on that one. I
Yep.
think he just missed it.
Got it underneath a little bit. Bat Boy's doing an excellent job tonight. I always worry with these kids out on the field, though.
Yeah.
Errant ball or bat or something.
Anthony Carnaccio is up next. Had an RBI single in his last at bat. He's 1 for 2 tonight, along with a sacrifice.
Carnaccio.
He's had a really good year for the police department. As Chris Torres taking some time here.
Got some cool cleats, too.
He does.
Rocking the yellow cleats.
Oh, Carnaccio does, yeah.
Carnaccio, yeah. Those aren't the new SpongeBob collection. Have you seen those? Or were they Kyrie Irving's, the new NBA shoes?
The first pitch, Carnaccio rips it into
the gap.
right center field. Coming over
Ow.
is the right fielder Gonzalez, who makes the catch.
Good catch.
2 out. Nice play. Gave it a ride.
You know, it's hard running full speed. This may sound very rudimentary, but when you're running full speed and your head's shaking and it's the lights and it's a night game, sometimes it's tough to get a bead on the ball.
Yeah.
And our finest right fielder made that look easy.
Harold Mejia is up next. 1 for 3 with a hit earlier on. One of the veterans on this team. He awaits the first pitch from Torres. Outside, ball 1.
Proscia calling for a low low target there.
Both teams play to win in this series, but it's more about having a good time, the brotherhood, and getting away from work.
I mean, like these guys said, they're so lucky. Oh, that's a
The 1-0 ripped into center field, out of the outstretched glove of Joe Fronio into center field for a base hit. Mejia, his second hit of the night, a 2-out single for the NYPD.
Yeah, I mean, just for these guys to be able to extend their baseball careers while juggling a job, getting the support from their wives, too, the ones that have families. It's important. A lot of the wives and girlfriends and kids out here tonight at MCU Park. It's nice to see that as well. I got invited to a post-game tailgate. Tom, you going to come with me?
We'll see how that goes. We'll see how long this game. Carlos Alcantara, 259 on the season.
We still have a ball game to play, right, Tom?
First pitch hit deep in a left field.
One.
Molinini going back. He's on the warning track. It is off the wall. Around to score is Mejia, and Alcantara will stop at second with an RBI double right by the SNY sign. Puts the NYPD up 7-3. A 4-run lead now for the police department.
Felt like John Sterling on that call. I thought that one was out of here. That's not a diss at my boy Sterling, but
Carlos Alcantara, 2 for 4 tonight with 2 RBIs. And he's giving the NYPD a little bit more of a cushion.
certainly an MVP candidate, wouldn't you say?
I would agree. Torres gives up the big hit, but there's still 2 out, and a base hit into right field.
Flared it
by
Dylan,
and Alcantara will stop at third.
Yeah,
a wise decision.
That's a
he
big
would
man.
have not made it.
I know they took away the
strong arm in right field with Gonzalez. Mark.
Can't bowl over the catcher anymore, but that's a guy you wouldn't want to tangle with.
Yeah. A lot of times the home plate collisions between runners and the catchers.
Terrible.
A lot of catchers don't take that lightly.
No, I mean, also a lot of injuries, too. They changed the rule with sliding into second base, turning a double play. I think that's good, though. Clean it up a little bit. Too many guys getting spiked and hurt.
So we'll set the scene here. Runners on the corners, 2 out for the NYPD. There is a strike.
Biggest lead of the night, though, 4 runs for NYPD.
We're in the top of the 8th inning. NYPD has a 7-3 lead. This is Joe Sorrentino now, behind 0-1. Torres chases the runner back to first.
You see the thing that says FDNY? It should be the top connection.
He awaits the 0-1 offering.
No, it's not the power.
Up and in, ball 1.
There should be
So Torres trying to limit the damage and survive this top of the 8th. NYPD, you take away the 5th inning, they've scored a run in every inning of tonight's game.
Interesting statistic.
Common trend in this game. Scoreboard reads mostly 1s if you take a look at it in left center.
Ooh, that was
1-1.
a slow arcing curve.
Breaking ball in there for a strike.
Yeah, 1 error per team.
10 hits for the police department, just 4 for FDNY. 1-2 is the count to Sorrentino. Torres awaiting the signal from Proscia. He steps off. And let's see what happens now. 1-2, 2 out. Big position. Sorrentino rips one foul.
Stays alive.
That bounces out of the ballpark. And he stays alive in this at-bat. He pinched hit for Steve McNamara back in the 7th inning. McNamara started this game at second. Sorrentino taking over. He has a runner on third. That's Alcantara. And the runner at first for the NYPD. And another foul ball hit in nearly the exact same spot.
Yeah.
And that's Dylan at first.
Bunch of little kids on the concourse area enjoying themselves, running around. Great night to be out here with family. Old school feel, which is nice.
Yeah, always with these games. 1-2, 2 out. Sorrentino reaches for one. It's going to drop for a base hit. Fielded by Gonzalez. Scoring is Alcantara. And the NYPD takes an 8-3 lead off the RBI single from Joe Sorrentino.
Sorrentino flared one out to right. Give him credit. Nice piece of hitting.
Dylan moves to second.
Now a 5-run lead, the biggest of the night. NYPD, the bravest versus the finest.
As we may have a pitching discussion here, there is an arm in the bullpen for the FDNY warming up, as maybe this is a meeting to grant that guy in the bullpen more time.
They're calling for him now. Here he comes. Looks that way, right?
We'll take a look to who that is in a moment. FDNY has already used Josh Burgos, Ray Courtney, and Chris Torres. We'll see who is next. And John, little fun fact for you. The first time NYPD has scored more than one run in an inning tonight.
There you go, in the 8th.
So
interesting. The trend has officially been broken.
All good things must come to an end.
Now, they certainly don't mind.
Quick shout out to the Facebook Live viewers again on Pug Life Sports.
What's going on, everybody? Hope you're enjoying the game.
It's Tom Scavetta and John Heffernan here with you on the call, and a new pitcher for the FDNY, EMT Cheyenne Reyes out of Station 3.
Very cool name.
He is the 4th pitcher used tonight for the fire department.
Cheyenne Reyes.
Yep, and he dons number 54.
Cheyenne Reyes.
We will see him on the mound. And for the NYPD, it looks like it's going to be Luciano. While we have a moment, we're just going to acknowledge a couple of the sponsors tonight.
Sure. Let's do it.
Of course, we had earlier on, we had Eli Adams Jewelers. We had Eli Adams Jewelers at 114 Essex Street in Rochelle Park, New Jersey.
Rochelle Park, New Jersey.
Give them a call at 201-880-4130 or find them online at www.eliadam.com. We're going to step aside for a quick break. When we come back, more coverage of the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic. Welcome back, folks. And Luciano fouls the first pitch off. Along the third baseline again, it's O'Sullivan making a one-handed grab.
He's up there for the MVP too. The finest third base coach in all of sports.
The Fordham Prep product from the Bronx.
That's right.
Go Rams. No balls, 1 strike to Luciano. 2 out here. It's top of the 8th.
Shout out to
Swung on
the
and missed.
longtime golf coach at Fordham Prep, Mr. Paul Dillon. Just wanted to say hello. The Mamaroneck family. His sons Kevin, Matt, well-known actors in Hollywood.
Cheyenne Reyes is on the mound, 0-2. Just introduced him before the break. 0-2, 2 out. The pitch in the dirt, blocked by the catcher. 1-2.
It really is kind of cool, though, Tom, to see all the connections that these guys have to so many different
people,
areas and people, and often overlooked when so many other teams get the attention.
Runners at first and second for NYPD. The 1-2. Luciano, ground ball, hit over to short, fielded by Quinn, gets the force out at second to Fronio in time to retire the side. So the 6-4 ends the threat, and we head to the bottom of the 8th inning.
A lot of work to do for FDNY.
That is right. Your score, the NYPD 8, FDNY 3. No runs, 4 hits, and 2 men left. Pardon me, 2 runs, 4 hits, and 2 men left. We head to the bottom of the 8th. John, the key to this game for NYPD, the offense and defense needed to play off each other. They needed to play a complete game, and right now that's exactly what we've witnessed.
Well, also, I give credit to the skipper for PD switching things up early. Got a big roster of pitchers for FDNY that haven't seen the field. So going with their gut hasn't really worked. Their pitchers have gotten banged up, and now a 5-run lead for PD. But either way, everyone seems to be having a good time out there tonight, Tom.
And I've got to say, too, Luciano and Ragone have been the 2 catalysts for this offense.
Absolutely.
O'Sullivan actually alluded to that in the pregame interview before the game, that these 2 guys were the players to watch. And they've proved it. They've proved it right now. And realistically, John, there's been a lot of fun surrounding this game. We're going to have a little ceremony here in just a few minutes.
Okay.
Just a few moments. But great night for baseball.
What do we got going on, Tom?
We might have a little presentation.
Oh, maybe it's the last game for Kessler.
Yeah, possibly.
Is that a little goodbye?
As you see
His
near the
family's
third
out
base
there.
dugout,
Yeah,
Pete Kessler is being honored.
That's nice.
With his family.
I like that. Very nice.
Round of applause.
He's emotional.
His final
too.
game
Emotional.
with the NYPD baseball team.
These are the moments that you really like to see.
Pete Jant. Pete's been around for 8 years with this team. FDNY shows their respect.
They're all out here too, which is great to see. Acknowledging Pete Kessler in his last game in an NYPD baseball uniform.
I'm wondering if they are taking him out, as O'Sullivan is talking to the umpire. So there might be a switch here, possibly. Quick reminder, you are watching tonight's broadcast on our Facebook live stream on Pug Life Sports. I'm Tom Scavetta.
John Heffernan.
That's
right.
And John, this game so far has been back and forth until the last couple of innings. We saw what happened early on. NYPD, they went up 2-0. Then the FDNY took a 3-2 lead. And then NYPD has gone on to score 6 unanswered runs in the last 5 innings.
Well, that one inning, they got off to a bad start. Put the first 2 guys on with walks, and they didn't really recover. FDNY hasn't recovered since that inning. Got a little fireworks show in the back. I thought this was supposed to happen at the end of the game.
Well, they started it last year in the 9th inning before the game was over. And we do have a new pitcher on the mound for the NYPD. We'll get to that in just a moment.
This is gorgeous, though.
Yeah,
These fireworks are spectacular.
I would agree. We will find out who this pitcher is.
Not to mention a little noisy
Very true.
for the players. That
Yeah.
is.
We'll see if FDNY converts to a couple of their younger players here in these last couple of innings.
All the fireworks, excuse the cheesy pun, but has come from NYPD the last few innings, and FDNY can only hope to get off to a good start here in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, to be fair, it was this time last year that FDNY had a favorable lead, and then the NYPD came back, scored 3 runs in an inning, so you never know.
This our 20th year, 10 wins for PD, 9 for the FDNY. Is a comeback possible?
It sure is. The new pitcher on the mound for the NYPD, number 13, Jose Chico.
Jose Chico.
Number 13.
Number 13.
And for the FDNY leading off,
Number 18.
number 18, Justin Pena out of Station 20. The first pitch to him, outside, ball 1.
Got to be distracting for those guys with the fireworks.
Yes. And I believe he is pinch hitting for Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn, one of the veterans of this FDNY ball club. Been around quite a while.
The 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed.
Dan Quinn, the unofficial captain,
Yes.
now out of the game. Really the vocal leader of the FDNY squad. We thank Dan for his hard work tonight and on the job.
1-1, swung on and missed, strike 2. Yeah, John, you know, you're going to start to see that now. You see another pinch hitter on deck.
Yep.
As NYPD has gone to several arms tonight. Mitz started this game, and now NYPD is on their 6th pitcher of the evening. The 1-2, swung on and missed, strike 3.
Some high heat.
Pena goes down swinging, and the pinch hitter for FDNY will be number 29, Tim DeCourcy, engine 220.
Tim DeCourcy.
He will pinch hit, it looks like, for John Giakis. He gets a round of applause from the crowd.
Tim's like, I have something to say about these premature fireworks.
First pitch.
No celebrating just yet.
Misses for ball 1. Well, Coney Island thinks otherwise.
That's right.
Tim DeCourcy, a big guy there in the batter's box, the big righty. Waits the 1-0 pitch outside, ball 2. It's got to be distracting hearing that happen.
I know. No.
Friday night
bursting
in New York City.
That's right.
Pitching out of the windup. Fouled. And Alcantara has a play on it. He makes the catch. Pop foul and foul ground. 2 out.
Oh, man.
So Jose Chico has worked quickly. And we have another pinch hitter for FDNY.
Oni Franco.
27, Oni Franco. He actually started last year's game.
Did he?
He did.
Engine 262, a second baseman.
Scott Miller utilizing the whole bench right now. First pitch, upstairs, ball 1.
He's got like a tomahawk delivery. FDNY hoping not to fizzle out in this inning. Trying to keep their hopes alive. Let's see what
There's some 2-out magic,
Franco
maybe.
can
1-0.
do.
Franco takes it high, ball 2. You see anything as little as a walk, because if you get a runner on, then you got the top of the order coming up. So the count is 2-0 to Franco.
As the fireworks continue to just explode
2-0
away.
pitch. Outside, ball 3. 8 runs, 11 hits on the night for New York's finest. Just 3 runs and 4 hits for New York's bravest. So now the numbers are a little bit favorable in favor of the NYPD. FDNY trying to make up some ground here late. The 3-0. Upstairs, ball 4. Franco, that's what you need. You got to start somewhere.
Hard to pitch to a guy as diminutive in size as Franco. That's not a dig, but sometimes harder pitching to some of the smaller guys, I know from experience.
Diaz at the plate. Had a walk to start off the game. Reached on an error. Back in the 3rd. And grounded out to the pitcher back in the 6th.
Let's see what Diaz can do here.
And a check over at first to Franco. Chico, you don't want this inning to last any longer. The longer this inning lasts, the more it favors the fire department. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. We're approaching the 10 o'clock hour here on the East Coast. Tom Scavetta, John Heffernan here on the call tonight. 0-1 is the count to Diaz. Big spot for a young guy. Low, ball 1. John, Chico seems to be taking his time, working carefully here. You don't want to get another base runner on if you're the PD. He awaits the 1-1 offering. Just missed high, ball 2. Crowd is kind of quiet right now. Weather is nice, beautiful night it turned out to be, despite some rain this morning.
It's completely cleared up. It's gorgeous.
2-1.
Oh,
Swung on and missed for a strike. 2-2.
yeah, he went after a high one there. It's supposed to be a gorgeous weekend too.
I'm glad we didn't bring the umbrellas.
That's right.
Diaz. Triple deuces here. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Diaz. 2 out. Bottom of the 8th. Chico's pitch. Fouled back to the screen. Staying alive in the count is Diaz. Not much of a lead off first for Franco. The game has really slowed down these last couple of innings. With all the pitching changes, the hitters have worked counts, the ceremony for Kessler. That pitch is popped up in the infield. The second baseman is under it. That's McNamara.
Frustrated.
He makes the catch to retire the side. So Diaz pops up to second. The end of the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, 1 walk. 1 man left. That is Franco. And we head to the 9th inning. Your score, New York's finest 8, New York's bravest 3. We're going to step aside for a quick break, and when we come back, we will head to the 9th inning. You are watching the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic on Pug Life Sports.
We'll see you real soon. I got a tease coming up about a story about John Williams. I want to get in before the game's over, so stay tuned for that. I promised I'd get a John Williams plug. He is going away. Member of the team. John Favreau,
No.
actor, director? You sound a lot like him. Just voice, tone. And you sound a little like Costas, too.
Costas?
Compliment. Combination between Bob Costas, John Favreau.
I got to look up that second guy. Welcome back, folks. We head to the ninth. Tom Scavetta here with John Heffernan. It's the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic here on Pug Life Sports. The NYPD leads the FDNY 8-3. Cheyenne Reyes remains on the mound for the fire department as he will pitch this top of the ninth inning. The first pitch just inside ball one. And for NYPD, looks like Ragone.
Looks like it's the grand finale, Tom.
Yeah.
They're talking about the fireworks show.
We still got a full inning to go. The 1-0 to Ragone. On the inside corner for a strike. 1-1. Reyes had a pretty good eighth inning. Here's the pitch. High. Ball two.
Sounds like we're in downtown Fallujah right about now.
New catcher in the game, number 45, Bill Moran, out of ladder 153 behind the plate.
Number 45. It's a base
That
hit.
is ripped into left field for a base hit, and Ragone strikes again, his third hit of the night.
Before we end things, speaking of Fallujah, I wanted to say a big thank you from ladder 111, John Williams, who is on the FDNY roster, joined the Army a couple years back, infantry at 30 years old, still in the Army Reserves, and on the job with the FDNY. Thank you, John Williams, for your service.
Very nice shout out, John. Ragone aboard at first, nobody out here, top of the ninth. The first pitch just missed outside, ball one.
John's a catcher for FDNY, by the way. Man, one heck of a fireworks.
Looks like we got a pinch hitter in for NYPD. The 1-0. Just missed outside, ball two. Trying to get a hold of who this is. The pinch hitter was not announced as the count is 2-0.
PA guy's got some other things going on.
Yeah. Trying to see from up here
can't
who
see
that is. It
either.
looks like
Yeah.
it might be 35.
We got the mesh in front of us, too, which
Yeah.
isn't helping.
No, definitely not 35. This might be Raul Gonzalez, actually. Well, he was not after Ragone, so that is hit into pretty deep center field. Center fielder makes the catch. That actually was Ray Frias.
Okay.
Fly ball into center. And Pete Kessler
Which could be his final at-bat of his career.
will bat one last time.
Oh, those guys are watching the Met game, are they?
NYPD leads 8-3. Top of the ninth inning, Pete Kessler in his what very well could be, what most likely will be, his final at bat as an NYPD baseball player. He awaits the first pitch from Reyes. In there for a strike, 0-1. Got to think something special might happen here. The count is no balls and one strike to Kessler. Outside, ball one. Ragone is at first. You know, last year we had a couple of Dunkin' Donuts chants. We haven't heard any of that, to my knowledge.
What is the significance of that?
Chopped foul, 1
What
and
do
2.
They get a
NYPD.
free cup of coffee or something? What?
It's a good question.
Sometimes they have the promotional tie-ins.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Kessler. 1 out here, top of the ninth. Ragone, not much of a lead off first. Kessler awaits the 1-2. Ground ball hit sharply to second. Fielded a short one to first. in time, scooped out, double play. So the 4-6-3 will end the top of the ninth. Fronio to Quinn, back to Resnick. The 4-6-3 that will retire the side.
Big hugs all around for Pete Kessler.
Yep.
By the opposing team, which pretty much says it all, Tom.
No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. We head to the bottom of the ninth inning. New York's finest on top, 8-3 over New York's bravest. Kessler gives the umpire a handshake.
And a hug. I love it.
And before we head to the bottom of the ninth, a quick reminder. You're watching the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic here on Pug Live Chronicles. Tom Scavetta, John Heffernan bringing coverage of tonight's matchup. Just past the 10 o'clock hour here. Shout out to all our staff, all the fans, all the players, teams and coaches, sponsors. As we brought up, we had Showtime Car and Limo, Royal New York, M&N Auto Group, E&P, The Council That Cares, Matt McAndrews and Forbes, Eli Adams Jewelers, Victus Sports, just to name a few.
Absolutely. It really has been a pleasure. FDNY down to their final 3 outs, down by 5. It's been an entertaining game. I think we got a whole bunch of winners out here tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
Tom, for sure.
Mark Gonzalez will lead off to start the ninth.
It's nice to see the skipper for FDNY, Scott Miller, trying to get in as many guys as possible here,
Absolutely.
which is nice to see.
As looks like it will be Chico staying on the mound for now. Yes, number 13 is out there. Great night for baseball, John.
Gorgeous. Tom, what was the uniforms last season or last year for this game? Were they both the same or were they different?
NYPD looks the same. FDNY looks different.
A little different. Okay.
FDNY had more white.
Gotcha.
These look like throwbacks, in a sense.
Yeah,
Well, they
do
could
have
be
that
custom designed,
throwback
too.
feel.
The first pitch from Chico to Gonzalez is over for a strike, 0-1. FDNY has not scored since the 3-run burst back in the second inning. Gonzalez rips one into
There
left
we
center
go.
field for a base hit. That will track Carnaccio back. Gonzalez is turning quick and gets in
Stand-up
safely
double.
standing for a stand-up double at second. And the fire department putting the rally caps on, in business here early to start the ninth.
Little life from the FDNY. I like to see it.
Yep.
No giving up with these guys. Bottom of the ninth, we got a leadoff double.
First
Start
hit of the
things
night for Gonzalez.
for Gonzalez. And now the big man at the plate.
Brian Mitchell, big lefty in there. Chico out of the stretch. First pitch outside, ball 1. There is no bullpen action for NYPD.
He hits one out here.
So it's all on Chico for now.
3-run game. Let's go, Mitch.
The 1-0. Ground ball hit softly to the pitcher. He can't handle it. Throws over to first, not in time.
All safe.
So that's got to be an error on Chico. An E1.
Looked like a little cat and mouse game going on the pitcher's mound.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? Runners on the corners, no outs. FDNY with a little life. Get the fans something to cheer about here at MCU Park at Coney Island, New York on a Friday night.
Dean Begay is up, and that error by Chico on the sharply hit ground ball moved Gonzalez over to third. So runners on the corners, nobody out for the fire department, and we'll see how the infield handles this. O'Sullivan does not seem concerned yet. Just need 3 outs here. A ground ball, I would concede a run for a double play here.
Yeah.
Infield playing at normal depth. No surprise there. First pitch, fastball in for a strike, 0-1. This is Dean Begay, 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. He walked back in the 4th inning.
Got that high stance, holding the bat real high above his head.
Nice pitch on the inside corner for strike 2.
In the hole. See what Begay can do.
Yeah. Runners on the corners, nobody out. Opportune spot for Begay. Let's see. He is behind, though, 0-2. Here's the pitch. On the inside corner, strike 3. Caught him looking.
Woo. Got to swing at that, man.
He's gone.
Bottom of the 9th. Anything close.
And that's a huge out because a ground ball could end this game.
He got fooled on that pitch.
So Bill Moran, who came in relief of Joe Proscia, will hit here for the first time tonight.
Don't know much about Billy Boy.
Bill Moran, runners on the corners, 1 out. The first pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Chico bringing the gas.
And he's just throwing it right over. So if I'm Bill Moran, look for more of the same on this pitch.
No balls, 1 strike, 1 out to Moran. Here's the pitch.
Yeah, right over.
Swung on and missed, strike 2.
Yeah, he's saying, come on, I dare you. I dare you.
Stan Musial League All-Star Hector Class would be next, as long as there's no double up here. Moran awaits the 0-2 pitch. Here it is. Chopped foul over the head of Alcantara. Foul.
Just foul.
As
0-2.
Moran was choked up there. Did a good job at least making contact. Something that Begay did not do on his 0-2 pitch.
True.
So
Got a little choked up myself watching Kessler say goodbye. We still got a game here, though. PD 2 outs away from a big win. FDNY hanging on.
And here's the 0-2. Popped up right in front of us. John, you reach out for that one. There's your souvenir. As George Zayas will field that one.
Our head guy.
George Zayas.
Yes. Yes.
Gets the foul ball for Pug Life
like
Sports.
That. Show us, Georgie. George.
Nevertheless, no balls, 2 strikes to Moran. On the outside corner, just missed ball 1.
It's the most excitement we've had.
There you are on the screen, George. Very nice.
Yes. Are we allowed to
1 ball and 2
tell
strikes.
What George does?
You know, he might have took a page out of Dennis O'Sullivan's playbook. They're both from the same town, you know.
Right.
The 1-2. Fly ball hit in the right field. Mejia makes the catch. Tagging from third is Gonzalez. He is not in time. He's out. And that will do it. The NYPD, a double play, will end the game off of what we thought would be a sacrifice fly for Moran. The NYPD wins this one 8-3. John, let's catch our breath for a second. What a way to end this game.
What a great way to end this game. And hats off to all of the participants out there. To FDNY, NYPD, the final score. NYPD 8, FDNY 3. And as I mentioned before, Tom, I really think everyone wins here tonight, as shticky as that may sound. Proceeds going to the Widows and Children's Fund.
Yeah.
Affecting both teams. The burn unit of Cornell Medical Center, and the 20th annual NYPD versus FDNY game won by the NYPD.
Yep.
All-time series 11 to 9
now
in favor. Oh, we've got a foul ball. The real question is this as juiced as the balls in Major League Baseball? That's what I want to know.
That's right.
But George, great job on getting that souvenir.
So the final score of this game, the NYPD wins 8-3. Raul Gonzalez was just gunned down at the plate by Harold Mejia, trying to tag up. And guys,
great throw.
It wasn't even close.
No. Got to send him though. I mean, you're down with 2 outs. You got to go. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll show you my patented curve a little bit later, Tom. But any thoughts on MVP? I gave you my vote last inning, but who do you think?
Say Carlos Alcantara. I might agree with you. I say Ragone is definitely in the conversation again for back-to-back. He had 3.
Oh, he had 3?
He had 3 hits, Ragone did.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting. I'd say Ragone or Alcantara. Let's go different. We'll make it interesting a little bit.
Or we could do co-MVPs.
Or sure.
And I don't know if there's going to be an official MVP ceremony on the field as the players finish up shaking hands.
We'll find out in just a moment. But let's recap this game quick here, John.
Absolutely.
The NYPD got out to a 1-0 lead early on in the first inning. Luciano had a hit to open the game, and then a double by Gonzalez. Ray Frias had the sacrifice fly that drove in the first run of the game. In the second inning, the NYPD put up another run. That was courtesy of an RBI single by Ray Frias again. Correct. So an RBI in 2 innings. And then the FDNY scored 3 runs in the bottom half of the second. An excellent
that was Resnick
2-run double by Tommy Resnick. And then it was followed up by an RBI ground out by John Giakis. And then there was no more scoring for the fire department. NYPD went on to score in 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, which was courtesy of the home run, the solo shot by Carlos Alcantara. The fifth inning, nobody scored. The sixth inning, a run was scored off an RBI single by Anthony Carnaccio. Scored Gonzalez, who was hit by the pitch. In the seventh inning, NYPD, guess what? They scored another run. Sacrifice fly by P.J. Ragone. In the eighth inning, the NYPD finally broke their common trend of scoring 1 run each inning. Despite
2 runs.
Despite the fifth, they scored 2 runs. There was an RBI single by Joe Sorrentino, and then there was also an RBI double scored by Carlos Alcantara. So Alcantara was 2 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBIs.
Home run came at a big time.
P.J. Ragone was technically, if you want to, 3 for 3 for 4 with reaching on the error, and then he had the sacrifice fly with an RBI. So
toss up between
pick
Ragone
your poison
and
type of game.
Yeah. Well, either way, lots of contributors for PD tonight as they take it 2 years in a row. So hats off and credit to PD, 2 years in a row. The Heroes game here at MCU Park. Any final thoughts on the rest of the season for these guys and what it meant for you to be here tonight?
It was a great turnout. It was great to be here. The season is over. The 2 starting pitchers of this game.
Not technically. See, still more games to play.
Correct.
For FDNY. Playoffs, too.
Yes. The NYPD, Tyler Mitz was their starter. He went just 2 innings for FDNY. It was Josh Burgos who went 4. O'Sullivan made the changes they had to make
early,
defensively wise. That really benefited them. It completely solved our keys to the game. NYPD needed a complete game. The FDNY needed to make the plays. They were not able to make the plays, and the NYPD did. John.
FDNY hung in there for as long as they could, and it just wasn't enough as the later innings came into play.
Any final thoughts you have
Final
before
thoughts,
we sign
I just
off?
want to thank everybody for coming out. Big shout out to all our viewers on Facebook, and I want to thank George Zayas. I want to thank you, Tom.
It was great calling the game with you tonight.
A lot of fun, and thank the terrific folks that put their lives on the line every day with both the FDNY and the NYPD. Often a thankless job. We love what you do. We thank you for all that you do here for the best city in the world, New York City.
And the souvenir as well.
That's right. So from Coney Island, I just want to say thanks, and I had a great time.
On that note, we'd like to thank all the viewers on Facebook Live and everyone for tuning in to our coverage tonight. Tonight's broadcast was a production of Pug Life Sports. Our executive producer was George Zayas. Our broadcast tonight was directed by Griffin Ward. Technical operators were Mike Lombardi, John Danola, Kate Walter, and Mumumba David. For John Heffernan, I'm Tom Scavetta. The final score, the NYPD 8, the FDNY 3. You've been watching the 2019 Baseball Heroes Classic on Pug Life Sports. Good night, everyone.
Peace. Take care. Have a great night, everybody.